You didn't mark up the price of wings? I mean, everything else got
everything
marked
else.
up, but wings stayed
Wings,
same.
his wings got
some
cheaper.
pressure.
Yeah.
He was paying 76 cents a wing.
All
Now
right,
he's paying
fellas.
71.
It's like the
No,
cheapest wings in the valley.
68.
It's that time again for our favorite
Teacher's
podcast.
upset.
Do you need the names?
Oh,
We are live.
I'm trying to figure something out.
We're not live.
We're not live.
Well, we only
We're
had
not
like 4
good.
minutes of talk before the
Okay.
podcast on the last.
So the cheapest wings in the valley.
All right, here we go.
Bear with us,
We're
Jeff.
live, fellas.
Still, no, I don't
You're
think
fine.
so.
It's not.
It's that time.
Me in technology.
It's that time again. Time for America's favorite podcast. Welcome to Beer Buds in the Big Sky, where Montana common sense collides with national nonsense. Politics, culture, freedom, and the occasional hot take served cold, just like your beer. If you're easily offended, we're not sorry. Go grab a beer, lean in, pull up a chair. Tonight we have a special guest from Transparent Election Initiative, John Mangan, and our original crew. We got Mike Jopek.
How are you, Kevin? It's good to see you again. I don't know if we're live here or not, but I think we are.
think
I was
so.
thinking about how great those Montana 1 district candidates are. You got Russ Cleveland, who's been out there since day one, just beating the bush, going to every damn meeting he can find across the state in his district. And then you got that Sam Forstad guy came in. He was here last week, that union
guy.
firefighter. You know, he's a good guy in there, too. And then Ryan Bussey, you know, he's in there. He's the only one that's got that poll that says he can actually beat Zinke right
Yeah,
now.
he's got
Which
that.
is kind of interesting.
It
but,
is.
you know, and I remind myself that, you know, it took me 2 times to win a race. Took Schweitzer 2 times a race. So,
Right.
you know, we'll see how it all plays out.
Don't
But
forget Matt Raines.
I got Matt Raines, whoever he is. I don't know. I
He'll
guess
be on the
he's
show March 12th.
All right, we'll
right.
figure it out.
We'll get to
But,
meet him.
You know, I think
Mystery
with
man.
I'm so excited about these 3 candidates running in this district, and I think they're going to send Zinke packing. We're going to see Zinke down at Marcus with the Q-Man every night now.
Yeah, the Q man and
Yeah.
hanging out.
He's been emailing me on the side. He's like, when I'm out of here.
He won't email me back.
All right, and we have Steve Quinnell.
Yeah, you know, we crossed the 50,000 not viewer, but what do you call it?
Follower
plateau this week, and up to 52,000. And, you know, I was thinking about it. I was like, man, this is pretty damn cool. And I started digging in, looking at some of the people who are following us, and I was like, holy cow, who would have thought that 5 rednecks from Montana would have such a huge following in Azerbaijan and Uzbekistan?
Well, I mean, I think we're probably attractive to them.
Yeah.
And they're paying us, too.
Good job on pronouncing those countries.
Ryan Hennon.
Man, the Republican response to the Alex Preddy shooting was pretty crazy. Who'd have thought the liberals would have gotten the Second Amendment in the national divorce? But it makes sense. You know, liberals love guns, too. You don't hear about it because liberals treat guns the way Republicans treat abortions. We have them, but we just don't talk about them.
Oh, you keep that under the rug.
And our main guy, Ed Doctor.
Take served cold.
Megan Kelly, you ignorant slut. What in the fuck is wrong with this chick, dude? Like, it's crazy. Normally, I don't see a hot chick and be like, you know what, she's just not hot anymore to me, because it normally doesn't happen. But with this one, you know, the one thing that really pisses me off, she goes, you know, I really feel for their families, you know, that lost loved ones, just like I feel like for the angel families that have had illegal immigrants kill their children. Fuck you. What the fuck? Why bring that up? Why? You know, because it triggers people. And she's clickbait. She's that kind of person. And she's gotten so ridiculous in the last couple of months. I don't know how in the fuck she's what?
I said, so are we.
Yeah, oh, for sure, without a doubt. But you know, to bring up, you know, these angel families, and this is a right-wing thing that they got to do this. Well, you know, I was looking at the Flathead County jail roster the other day, and we've got a pretty white county. What, 99.7%?
I think so.
Not many illegals running around that I know of. I mean, there's some, because they're rounding some of them up, and
Not
it's
anymore.
happened. Not anymore, goddammit. But you know what? Out of the like 90 inmates in there, I saw a lot of theft, a lot of sexual abuse, and deliberate homicide like 5 or 6 times. You know what the fuck? Every one of them people was white. Everyone. But if you listen to this Valley bitch about illegal immigrants and the crimes they commit, wow.
I think that it's really like 50-1. That's the number. If you look at
50-1.
white people versus illegal immigrant crime, it's about 50-1.
50-1.
it's
Yeah,
usually what
and
it is.
that is enough to, well, just like the 1% of trans athletes. Man,
Coming from
there
a
we go.
public defender, we believe.
Yeah, I mean, that's
we
what it
believe
is.
you. You know those numbers.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, let's get to Jeff, man, because I'm excited about the Montana plan. We heard about it a few months ago, the rumblings that it was going to start, that this was going to happen, and I'm pretty excited. I'm not excited because about the Republicans and the money they have to defeat something that they don't like. And that's the first question I got for you on this one because, the Frank Garner initiative that he did with, those other guys, I forget what that was called. I already forgot. But it was like a, open primary type deal.
Right.
But anyway, I thought that was a very good initiative.
Ranked choice voting.
Ranked choice. Well, it wasn't quite ranked choice, but yes, along those lines. But from what I heard, Steve Daines came in with the RNC money and spent a couple $100 million and just fucking knocked it down in the last 3 weeks via advertising, and made it sound like a really bad deal for Montana. And I trust Frank Garner when he says this is a great deal for Montana. It's a bad deal for Montana Republicans. And this is coming from a Republican, and that's where he gets a lot of respect from me. I think he should be governor. But on another note, is there
Why don't we let
fear
Jeff
of
introduce himself first?
Is there? Well, I think we did, didn't we? Oh no,
I don't think we
that.
did.
God damn it! Anyway, it's Jeff Mangan from Great Falls, not so Great Falls, the Electric City.
The Electric City.
Yeah.
Anyway, Jeff, you can
Higher
talk.
the hopes, greater the fall.
Why don't you go ahead and explain the initiative, and then you can answer my question. Our
bet.
professionalism
So,
might wear off on you too. Just warning.
Yeah, so actually, we're 5 miles we're 5 miles north of Craig now. So
Oh, beautiful country.
Oh,
wow.
nice. Wolf Creek.
Great Falls. So yeah, it's really nice. We had a little earthquake today. I don't know if you
I
know
heard
about
that. Yeah, I heard there was an
4.2 or
earthquake
something.
there.
Oh no.
It really shook in Great Falls, and it really shook here in Craig. So I actually even had a little damage in our building in Great Falls. Regardless, appreciate the invite, Jeff Mangan, lifelong Montanan, served in the legislature 25 years ago, served in both the House and the Senate, served with Mike. I served as Montana's Commissioner of Political Practices from 2017 to 2023. And been working for this past year and a half on a little project that has grown into a very large project called the Montana Plan. And it simply removes corporate and dark money from our politics. And it's looking at a whole different way to look at Citizens United and the ruling that was Citizens United and how we don't overturn it with the Montana Plan. We actually basically make it moot in Montana. Yeah. Every regulation, campaign finance, transparency, disclosure, to this point, has always been on corporations, have always been on powers the state has already provided corporations. So and if you just go back in history without getting too much into the weeds here, for the last 100+ years, pretty much every corporation, every state has given its corporations these general powers. And the general powers basically mean powers that you and I have. So this piece of paper that creates a business, a corporation, courts have said that piece of paper has the same power that you and I have. But the states never gave up the right to amend or change that. We just haven't thought about doing it for 100 and some years.
Yeah.
So that's what we're doing. We're going back to the foundational level, corporate law, 10th Amendment law, not the First Amendment. And we're telling corporations through the Montana Plan that you'll have every power you have right now with the exception of one. And that power is you will not be able to spend in politics. It's really that simple. If the power doesn't exist, the right to do it doesn't apply. And that's the simplicity of the Montana Plan. So we don't even get to the First Amendment.
So
Now that
so
doesn't
Jeff,
mean we're going to be hit with every legal challenge under the the sun when it happens. It literally will go to the Supreme Court.
I'm sure. I'm sure
Yeah.
Elon won't mind.
So Jeff, I gotta before you get to Ed's question about how we're going to defeat the money that's going to come in to fight this thing. When was the eureka moment that you were like, wait a minute, this is how we can actually get around Citizens United. This actually makes more sense. And my understanding is that you want to put this in the Constitution, Montana Constitution, rather than pass some voter initiative or referendum in the state.
Right. Well, I mean, I'd love to take credit for it, but I can't. But one of the advantages that I had when I was Commissioner of Political Practices, I got to meet a lot of like-minded folks from across the country. And I became really good friends with a gentleman by the name of Tom Moore, who was an FEC attorney for Commissioner Weintraub. We became good friends, kept in touch. share some of the same goals. How do we defeat Citizens United? How do we get dark money out of this process? And he started doing some work on board governance, and wrote a white paper as he studied this, sent it over to me, asked me to read it. I read it, called him up and said, we're doing this in Montana, and just literally started working on this the next day. And, so that's kind of the genesis of it. Nothing, wasn't a eureka moment of mine other than, wow, this makes so much sense. But my work began as, rolling up my sleeves and, okay, what do we need to do to get this in Montana? Like you said, the strongest way you can do this, one of three ways. If your state allows it in their constitution, through a statutory initiative, or through the legislature. Clearly, a constitutional initiative is the most is the strongest method. That's what our preference is. We've ran into a couple of setbacks trying to get this on the ballot, for goodness sake. We just had to refile. We refiled the constitutional initiative, and I refiled the statutory initiative as a backup. But we're going to have a very, very tight window. Whichever one we decide to go with, whichever one, if we can meet the timeline, we're going to have a very short window to get the signatures we need. But we're working hard on that right now too. So.
And when do the signatures have to be in by?
June 19th.
Oh, I wanted to tell you before I forgot too. You can, if you got some volunteers here in Whitefish, you can sit up at my bar every day during like happy hour. We did that for a few other initiatives, and it worked out really well.
We appreciate that.
So
Thanks.
just remember, because I'll forget. But a question about so say Ryan Zinke, this becomes law, and Zinke or whoever has dark money, and they're running ads on national TV, and they're using that dark money. How does that work in Montana if if you can't accept dark money as a candidate? Is that just is that for every candidate in Montana? That's one thing I'm just trying to figure out. So if you're a candidate in Montana, you can't take it, or you can't use it in Montana.
Really, actually, just think of it. Don't think of the candidates or the committees. Think of the corporations. We're telling corporations that they can't spend in politics. So it's really a corporate law, and that's all corporations. And I'm glad you brought this up. It's all for-profit. C corps, S corps, LLCs, etc. All nonprofits, C4s, which has become that conduit for dark money. That's how dark money gets into our system, is through these C4s. And I'll tell you, there are lots of great C4s have been doing a lot of good work, but there are lots of bad C4s too. But there's no loopholes for any. It affects unions. Friends in the unions can't spend in elections either through. They can if they create separate PACs, which we'll talk about in a minute, and associations. So this covers everybody. There's not a loophole for Democrats. There's not a loophole for Republicans. It treats everybody the same, and that's the beauty of it. As far as federal, that's the other. It's not just state and local races. It's federal races, because it's corporations that can spend in our politics. So they can't create ads to spend independent expenditures to spend in Montana. All those ads that we've seen over these last several years, they won't be able to do it.
How does that work on a platform like YouTube, which is a national platform rather than the local news?
Well,
go ahead.
I'm not the tech person. I'm not sure how, but I know that they have ways to keep content under adult content under 18 out, alcoholic beverages, all those type of rules. That'll be up to them, but they won't be able to spend in.
Hey Jeff, are you getting a lot of pushback from the C4s? I'm just curious about that. I know there's a lot of Montana C4s, and they're funneling dark money through those C4s, and I got to think that they might be a little bit upset about this.
Yeah. So it's all whisper and stuff behind our back. I mean, again, there's really good C4s. Folks that I've worked with for a long time. People forget this is only a 16-year-old law, the Citizens United.
Right.
We did things a lot differently before 2010. But some folks have a very short memory, apparently, because it seems like, God, we've been doing this for 50
Not
years.
Americans.
Why would I want to change? No. It's just ridiculous. But you're absolutely right. They're not supporting us. At least the leadership in the administration, they haven't come out and vocally opposed us. We expect some of that, but they haven't supported us either. either by endorsement or money or anything like that. But I will tell you who does support us, almost to a person, is the rank and file. Their membership, a C4's membership, a union's membership, any individual, they know what's happening. They know that we need to get money out of politics, and they're really the drivers behind this. So, hopefully we'll get some on board. Who knows? Right now, there's some national folks making some hay. Don't like the fact that we want to, they say we want to limit their voice, which isn't the case. They just need to do things differently. Again, before 2010, it hasn't been that long. I mean, I'm old. I can remember then. They should be able to.
Well, it doesn't mean that people can't spend money in politics or
Right.
anything. They just have to disclose it, right? That's what we're trying. That's what mostly you're trying to do, is get some of that darkness out of there and get some transparency in there. Is that mostly it?
Well, corporations won't be able to spend in politics, no matter what kind of corporation they are.
no.
Folks can still create political action committees. All a political action committee is one or more people getting together to support or oppose an issue or a candidate. That'll still be the same thing. But the only difference now is that the only contributions that they'll be able to accept will be from individuals.
Okay.
So, so no more C4 dark money that someone that wants to remain anonymous gives a big donation to a C4. The C4 turns around and writes the check to the PAC. The PAC discloses the name of the C4, not the money underneath it. That's where this influx of dark money comes in, and that's what this conduit has been. Particularly these last several years has been horrible, and that will stop. Corporations just write checks to super PACs. Super PACs didn't exist before Citizens United. They just write those checks directly to the super PAC, and the super PACs goes out and spends. So,
how do you answer that
they won't
First
be able-
Amendment argument then? Because that's that's basically what the Supreme Court ruled, is that corporations are treated as individuals. Individuals have the right to free speech. How do you answer that
Right.
question?
Because, I have answered that, and it's simple, and I know it sounds simple, but again, those are regulations on a power a state has already given. No matter what state you're in, 'cause they've all given their corporations these general powers. So those are laws that have already, rules and regulations that have already been written on a power a corporation currently has. We're going down to the foundational level, changing that charter initially. So they won't have that power in the first place. That power's not there. The right doesn't apply. It's basically gone. You can't have a right if it doesn't exist. And it wasn't this way. Corporations did. Ben Franklin, when he started his printing company, his printing press, he didn't have a general corporation charter that was given to him. He had a charter that probably said something like, you can be a printer, but you can only be a printer for 10 years, and you can only do A, B, C, and D, et cetera, et cetera. If he thought he could spend in politics and used his corporation at that point, or his business at that point, he probably wouldn't have spent so much time in France, for goodness sake.
Have you been interviewed by any national news outlets? And I ask that because I've heard about this plan on some talk radio shows I've listened to. I believe one of them was Julie Mason, and maybe it's because Tester was her guest, because he comes on there quite a bit. But
David Sirota's talking about it in The Lever.
In The Lever, okay. Because, that's what I was wondering. I'm like, wow, people are talking about it, and they talk about, that this is a thing for the rest of the country to watch, to keep an eye on.
Yeah, Sirota, Robert Reich, Pete Buttigieg, a number of others. Lots of little folk, lots of littler
They're all little people.
podcasts and things that just comes across, and they just, again, if you keep it at the level of you and I, just normal citizens that, see what the problem is and don't get into, how things are supposed to work, or this political class or this consultant class or whatever the hell it is. You push all that away, comes right down to it. If you just ask a friend, a neighbor, family, whoever, do you think there's too much money in politics? And to a person, they're going to say yes.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if they're Republican, Democrat, whatever. And as soon as you have that agreement, you say, well, let's figure out a way to a solution to change that. What about the Montana plan? How does that work? Oh, that makes sense. How come no one's ever thought about that before? Well, because we're always kind of following something else. But
Right.
People love the idea that, and the other part about it, and the reason we started in Montana, you guys know this. We got this long history of working our ass off.
Yep.
And if we see a problem, we want to fix it. We love rolling up our sleeves to get things done. And that's what everybody else wants to see. Everybody loves talking about it, or they have for the last 15 years. Oh, we got to do something about money in politics. Oh, I guess there's not much we can do. Yada, yada, yada. They just talk. We're actually doing something about it. We're, talking to volunteers, getting people excited, filing initiatives, taking a look at different laws around this. Although we started this, we've already inspired at least 10 other states to start introducing legislation in their states. So we may not end up being the first to do this just because of timelines.
Yeah.
But we were definitely the inspiration for getting it done because, people just, people want this kind of change.
Yes.
And they know the only way to do it is, by the average citizen getting it done. That's how we did it in 1912.
Yeah.
Or I should say from 1906 to 1912, because it took 6 years to get it on the ballot. Right. God, I hope it doesn't take me 6 years to get this on the ballot.
That's how we're getting legal weed everywhere.
Yep.
At any rate.
Jeff, do you think that if you told the average voter in any state that if you said, hey, do you know that corporations are treated with the same rights as individuals in this state, what do you think they'd say?
What?
They all say they hate the idea of corporate personhood. That's when people think about Citizens United, for example. That's what the first thing they say is, that's when they said corporations were people. They're not. We hate that. People can see it with their own eyes, whether it's a piece of paper or it's that building that you're in.
Or a protester getting shot.
For your establishment or whatever, it's your widgets, whatever it might be. They know that those aren't people. I mean, come on.
Silly.
It's just been kind of spoon-fed to us, and then the horrible decision by the Supreme Court, and it really wasn't about the Supreme Court saying that they're people like you and I. What they actually said, and I love pointing this out because it just shocks people, is what they actually said and what the ruling actually was is that independent spending by corporations cannot be corrupting.
Oh my
and they
God.
went one step further. Not only cannot be corrupting, it cannot give the appearance of corruption.
I remember that.
Or you're getting a slap on the
That's
wrist.
literally what it says.
Yep, it does.
Definitive, cannot be
horrible.
corrupting. Think about that.
That's disgusting.
My God, you can go back, again, it doesn't matter if you're Republican, Democrat, whatever, all kinds of examples of either potential corruption or actual corruption. I mean, we don't have enough appendages to count, in any given year.
Yeah, no, Sirota talks about that a lot on his podcast on the master plan and how the chamber back, 40, 50 years ago, they kind of planned all this and they got all the people lined up in the way. And now they're actually in that place where they're executing this whole nonsense. But Jeff, you guys got some event happening in Billings pretty soon too. I think Tester's there, and isn't Roscoe coming there or something like that too?
Yeah, I'm leaving for Billings tomorrow on Saturday. We've been doing little community events and online events, just talking about what the Montana plan is, getting people excited for the last several months. And kind of Billings was kind of the last bastion to get over there and start working, eastwards. And finally, we were able to schedule not only just an event to talk about the Montana plan, but I called Governor Roscoe, I called Senator Tester, I called my friend Gary Buchanan, and said, listen, what I'd love to do for this initial event is get a Democrat, a Republican, and an independent on stage,
That's talking
about money in politics, and it's something that we can all agree upon. I mean, it's a great visual. They all believe it, regardless of what you think of them or their politics or wherever whatever might be in the air, in political circles these days. There's no denying. They come from different spectrums of the political scope, and they agree on one thing, and they can talk about it eloquently in different. Mark talks about it in a much different way than John talks about it. And Gary. So I mean, what a better what a better kind of kickoff for Billings in Eastern Montana than those three gentlemen. And myself in a small way, but just talking about too much money in politics and that we actually have to do something, and the Montana plan is it.
Yeah, I think it is. I think that's great. I think it's great that other states are talking about it, I mean, and again, having it be a bipartisan thing, having Roscoe and Tester, although now Roscoe's probably kicked out of the party, I'm assuming. I'm assuming Don K.
I think he's already been excommunicated.
Okay, yeah. He cleaned house. Don K. cleaned house.
He's like John Wick.
Well, I mean,
But same with Garner's initiative, the one last time, that ranked choice voter thing. He had a really good bipartisan group, Rob Cook, and these are just good dudes that are all, they kind of remind me of the Nasty Nine. Did you see the interview on CBS News, Jeff, with the Nasty Nine from Montana, the senators that worked with the Democrats? That was a great article. And I thought that was a great story, and I thought those people are great for just talking how they're talking. And, and hopefully maybe that's happening these days. Maybe Trump's bringing some people together. I don't know.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know.
The great uniter.
Maybe not. Probably not. Yeah, maybe
it's the
not.
great uniter
If you
against
think
him.
about it, if you just talk to a person, they'll, it doesn't matter. They can be very far right or very far left. They'll agree that there's too much money in politics.
Yeah.
The problem
that's
is
great.
they think they're politics has gotten so much into some of their brains is that, there must be Jeff served as a Democrat, from Great Falls, and when he served in the legislature, therefore it must be a liberal, a liberal idea or a liberal
Liberal Great
policy.
Falls, yeah.
Yeah, super liberal Great Falls.
Partisan politics since 2006. The only thing I care about is Montana, and my friends and neighbors and my grandkids, and that's one of the reasons I'm doing this. I have a 2.5-year-old and a 1-year-old grandson, and that's the legacy I want to leave for them, and that kind of work. But if you talk to them, they said, well, there must be a loophole. Must be unions. This is a union thing. Nope,
Right.
It doesn't affect unions.
Right.
Oh, shit.
It affects unions the same way it affects everybody else. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's the other way around, and it's like, like you go back to the C4s and you talk to C4s, it's like, they're in this vicious circle, this firing squad. And it's like, what? We lost this year, and they outraised us by this amount of money, and we're just going to raise more money next time, and we'll just beat them the next time.
Right.
And that's kind of where they're at. They can't get out of that, or we'll just hire a more expensive consultant.
Kamala Harris spent $1 billion on the election.
And all those consultants made their Mercedes payments.
Hell yeah,
If
they
you
did.
hear the word consultant, political consultant anymore, I mean, it's like, at any rate.
Well, it seems like
And dark
Montana's.
money doesn't affect.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Jeff. Sorry.
I was just going to say, and then just this Republican-Democrat thing. Democrats, of course, Mike knows it. We've, always embraced campaign finance or campaign finance reform or disclosure because it's a good idea and we know what the effects can be of that. So bringing in an initiative like this or an idea like this, of course, Democrats and progressives, or most of them, are going to, embrace it and think it's a very good idea. Republicans look at it, or the conservatives look at it, well, there must be something in there that we're missing. And when they find out there really isn't, they dislike this amount of money as much as we do. And you tell them that, well, this will stop, the unions from spending and this dark money getting into there. They start thinking about it. It's like, yeah, everybody's on the same playing field. What is wrong with that?
Yeah.
I mean,
It seems
A
like-
lot is wrong with that, Jeff.
Tell them the Sierra Club will be shut out of the equation.
Yeah, I think the only people who are going to object is really the consultants.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, they're the ones,
they're the ones that are really going to be like, wait a minute,
the
that's my
party-
cash cow.
Wait a second. That's how I get paid.
Well, I mean,
corporations.
the thing that shocks me and the thing that frustrates me as a history teacher and somebody who teaches history in Montana is that it feels like Montanans have lost touch with the history of this state and how we were really one of the leaders in kicking out these robber barons. And we did it early on. We did it in the late 1800s when everybody was embracing the robber
They're back.
barons. And the fact that it came down, Citizens United came down basically against the state of Montana is just, it's just painful. And so it's really heartening that we're also now hopefully leading the charge in returning to some sense of, hey, wait a minute, elections are about the people and about you and me and about individuals voting and about individuals casting their ballot or casting their giving their money to the candidates that they want to give it to, rather than just being beholden to whatever commercials come at you that are paid for by multi-million-dollar corporations. And I really appreciate. So I just want to say that thank you for really taking charge of this and really moving this forward, because it's a great conversation across the country.
I appreciate that. if I may, that's one of my favorite parts about talking about the Montana plan, and it's just going back to our history and reminding folks that history you just exactly talked about, and how the Corrupt Practices Act of 1912 actually happened, and the reason that happened, and us addressing corruption all the way back then, all the way to, and the Corrupt Practices Act kept corporate money out of politics until 2012 when we lost our appeal to the Supreme Court, and they found it unconstitutional because of Citizens United. And do you know what Montana did? If you remember, in 2012, what did Montana do as soon as they did that? We put an initiative on the ballot that said corporations are not people, and Montana officials need to be working to challenge Citizens United and tell them that corporations aren't people. That law, it passed 75% right after it happened. It's still on the books. It's all policy. It's all kind of a feel-good thing, but it's right there. It literally says the policy of the state of Montana is corporations cannot spend in our elections. It's been there since 2012.
Well, they're not spending it with Democrats. We know that.
Right.
No, but I think that people do like this kind of stuff. I mean, they passed that you can't do revolving door. You can't be a lobbyist and a lawmaker the next year. A lobbyist, that revolving door. The people overwhelmingly passed that, even though the lawmakers, Democrats and Republicans, were trying to overturn it.
Right, they were.
But the people are always on this side that they want this stuff cleaned up.
You know, I don't like. I've always hated that. Like, you know, a legislator serves out their term in the Senate and the House, and then they become a lobbyist.
Sure.
After they know every motherfucking person in politics and lobbying, like, then they're, you know, it's like, sure, it's lucrative. Sure, you're probably good at your job, but yeah, let's have a waiting period.
It's a cottage business,
Yeah. If I can't just jump on the lobbyist thing, because that's one of the initial things that both the AG, when they stated incorrectly that our constitutional initiative was insufficient for that reason. They said it affected lobbying as well, and it wouldn't allow corporations to address the government or address the government in lobbying. And this has absolutely nothing to do with lobbying. And that's the ability that government has given corporations to address policy and those type of concerns, is to lobby the government after they've been elected and address policy through laws and regulations that way. Not prior to election, not within the election, but afterwards. So they'll still have, you know, there's plenty of problems there we can address at a different time. But that is still it's available to them. It has nothing, you know, the Montana plan has nothing to do with, you know, silencing them from addressing their government through lobbying and after.
Appears to be no shortage of lobbyists in Helena. I mean, what was it, 700 or something?
It was like 300 more lobbyists and politicians or something. It was that far. There was almost 2 lobbyists per politician in Helena this last session.
I think it was more than that.
That is so fucked up.
Yeah. And there's only 70 lobbyists in Idaho. That has double the population.
Man.
I mean, I remember a couple times I went there, and I was like, and I spent time in the 2009 and 11 sessions, and I haven't been to a session since then till this last winter, and I'm like, there are so many suits hanging out in this building. I have never seen this, like never. They're all over the place, and they're all well dressed, and they're like, it's like just it looked like a different place to me, and I don't even understand all the interest in Montana. I guess like I'm missing something. Like,
it's bought and paid for.
I mean, there's land, there's resources for sure,
A little show called Yellowstone.
Yeah, Yellowstone.
They're all
a little bit more
ski industry.
about and those type of things. It's nothing to do with the Montana plan, but in Montana, lobbying, the only lobbying laws and disclosure only applies to the legislature. Doesn't apply to any of your executive officials or county officials or local officials. So it's only the legislature.
You think somebody's lobbying Brad Abel?
Yeah.
You know they
KKK is.
Exactly. David Duke Industries,
So there could be that 700 could be doubled if they're also not only at, in the 2 houses, but, they're on the 2nd floor, in the governor's office or across the street in one of the different departments lobbying and all there. So that we never know, we'll never see.
Yeah, you're right. No kidding.
Hey, Jeff, since we got you here, and we're talking about elections, I wonder if you are interested in weighing in on what the FBI did yesterday in Fulton County. You can say no if you want, but we're going to be talking about it. So
I'll put on a different hat. So before I started the Transparent Election Initiative, and right after I was done with the commissioner of political practices when my term was up, because you can only serve one term. The Carter Center reached out, and the Carter Center has done international nonpartisan election observation for decades. In war-torn countries and other countries where democracy is either burgeoning or there is no democracy, those type of things, they've actually observed elections and reported back in a fair and independent and nonpartisan manner for decades internationally. And after 2020 and into 2021, because of all the stuff that happened, they decided to take a look to see if was it necessary to do nonpartisan election observation in domestically, and they selected 2 states. But they'd sent folks out, and one of the folks they talked to was myself, and I said, absolutely, we need something like this. It's important because of what went on. Our election officials are just, our friends and our neighbors. They're doing a job. They don't deserve some of the misinformation and disinformation that's been thrown upon them over the last a couple of years. But they selected Montana as one of the pilot sites and asked if I would co-chair this program in Montana, and I absolutely said yes. So I've got kind of a unique view into what actually happens in elections, and how important they are, and the good work that the local folks do, and our state folks do, for that matter. It's Secretary of State's office, the elections department. They do a great job, and so do the local folks. Folks just don't talk about it enough, and they fall into the traps. But one of the things that is always, is these conspiracy theories that the machines were hooked up to the internet and sent information out to Venezuela or these different places, and
Mike
extra
Lindell.
boxes of ballots came in that were counted, and none of that happened. I mean, it just hasn't happened. I mean, there's 60 some lawsuits. All went through, particularly in Georgia where this happened. It went through, I believe, don't quote me on this, but at least Fulton County, I think, had at least 3 recounts of that same election through various means, and a number of different lawsuits. And it was found to be, it was run by a Republican Secretary of State. Was found to be right and correct. There was no
Even Kemp said
There was no fraud.
Was that the
right?
county
There was no
that
fraud.
find me
Yeah.
11,000
So-
votes?
That
I
was
just need
Raffensperger was the
11,000
guy.
votes.
Raffensperger was the guy who
So-
called on the phone.
Yep.
And all those ballots for years now have been under, there's a chain of custody. You know exactly where they are, everything else. Know what happened after yesterday? Where are the ballots?
They're in,
Yeah.
What's the chain of custody?
there's
Well,
Who has
the,
access to them?
The
What
attorney
can
for
they
the
be
county
used for?
was interviewed on a local, news there in Atlanta, whatever, and he said, "Listen, now they have these. Now it's over. Now nobody's ever going to know, because we will not, with these kind of people that have these files that they just, the federal government just took all this. They could easily come out in 2 weeks and say, well, Trump did win the election.
Oh yeah, they'll release
over
those
there.
before the Epstein
course
files.
they
I'm
will.
sure, yeah, they'll release those before the Epstein
course
files.
they
would.
will.
I mean,
of
that's
course
just,
they're going to spin it in their favor. That's the whole point of even doing it.
Oh, I don't even think spin is a question. I think they're just going to make it
They'll
up.
just
they'll just
lie.
make it up. Yeah. I mean, that would be pretty fucking ballsy, but I guess. I mean, they care.
Yeah, Trump's known for his restraint.
So I guess I guess my bigger question is, what are your thoughts about the November election? Are we going to have elections? Is it going to be? Are we going to have to walk through an armed guard in every polling place?
Not Montana.
Some states will have elections. Some states won't.
Montana will.
There's so many different things happening right now, just in different facets of politics that affect elections. God, I hope not, but I would imagine there's going to be some of that. I just hope that smarter heads prevail, that we look at things with an open mind and do fact-based research, or at least ask people to take a look at what's happening.
When we are here.
And I think in Montana, probably more than any other place, it's one of the reasons I'm doing what I'm doing this way, and then I can do things like this because I know half of you, and everywhere I go, I know people, and it's wonderful.
Yeah, that's the cool part about
the
Montana.
folks that are running our elections are literally our neighbors.
Yes, they are.
They're not, and most of them aren't elected officials. they're appointed or they got a job, they went through the process, they've done all the training, they don't wear on their sleeve what their political affiliation is. It would be like asking your your sanitarian or your office clerk or whatever, can I file this here, or can you pick up my garbage? I need to know what political affiliation you are before I trust you that you're going to take that to the dump, or you're going to file that in the right place. It's ridiculous. They're trained to do a job. They do it well. Most have been doing it for 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years. They have the same volunteers that come in, year out. Most of them are getting older now. We're going to have to replace them with younger folks.
Yeah.
But it's crazy to think that we can look at them and say, you rigged our elections. I mean, it just boggles the mind that people would think that just because of a political theory or a political conspiracy theory. We just kind of have to get back to basics.
News outlets.
You see Betty Lou.
Your conservative news outlets are to blame. I mean, that's who you blame for that. They talk about it all the time.
Daily Interlake.
Fox does not stop. The Wall Street Journal does not stop. I mean, it's just, and anybody we've ever talked, like Kevin, our producer, his mom is an election volunteer and she works all the elections, and I know plenty of other people have done that, and they say, no, we have people from the right, people from the left, there's eyes on everything, and this is the way it is. And I think it's easy to convince the American person, especially maybe the MAGA person, because maybe they're not on the same level, I'm not sure.
They're not.
But, just all they got to say is, this is rigged. You think about it, think about it. Who's down at your county collecting those votes, it's
think
easy.
about it, like the hanging chads, remember the hanging
Right.
chads, the butterfly ballots,
yeah.
It's like when you start bringing that kind of stuff, people are just like
question everything.
Oh yeah, and then you got the Bush versus Gore Supreme Court decision. It's
Right.
like,
It's
well,
like,
maybe
stop
it is
counting.
a little crooked
Non-site.
there.
Yep.
Well, yeah, but that's, if Trump were using that as the reason, that would be one thing. But he's not. He's just making this up full cloth out of nothing.
That was
No,
a
I'm concerned
motherfucker.
that's
about
the-
why people believe this stuff.
If they could
It is
prove
believable.
Democrats are running all these elections, then they could prove it
Well,
and
that
they
one
win
was
and make a
decided
point.
for
Then why do they
Republican.
lose all the time?
Exactly. That's
Exactly.
They
We
are
rigged
really
these
bad
elections to
cheaters.
lose.
Right.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but
It
I'm
may
only
have
taking
held
my
some
trash
weight.
to the dump on Democrat Tuesday
It may
from
have
now
held some
on.
weight, and in 2020, if Richland County, voted all Democrat. I mean, it's just, but that didn't happen. I mean, all the, so why does it surprise people that Missoula County is primarily, a blue county until things different, So it's just kind of more common sense,
Yeah.
Maybe
That's
look
gone.
for discrepancies and issues if, something, doesn't pass the smell test. But it's passed the smell test in Montana for decades.
Yeah.
For decades. And it's only a very recent phenomena that we start looking at our nonpartisan public servants that are not paid very well to do a job during those weeks, 7 days a week, almost 24 hours a day. To think, I wonder if they brought in an extra box of ballots. I mean, just no.
Well,
If I remember
well, then,
right, Montana still has a paper trail. We have a paper trail. It's
Yeah.
not just digitized. There's actual paper to back it up.
well, and then I get all that, and it's very secure here, and even with that, Christy Jacobson is still pushing this narrative. She just announced today that using the SAVE Act, which they spent over $2 million to investigate our voting rolls in Montana. And she posted today that they found hundreds of people who were deceased that were still on the voting rolls.
They're all in Butte.
Yeah.
Well, and it's like,
they are.
okay, well, yeah,
People
of course
die,
you can't.
yeah.
When you die, you cannot take yourself off the voting roll if you're dead. But she didn't say anything about, we found hundreds of people that had died and were still voting. She said we
that
found
happens,
hundreds
too.
of people.
Yeah, that happens.
That happens.
Yeah. Well, how many?
Well, you get to vote and then
Yeah.
you die.
Yeah.
It counts.
Yeah.
Yeah. You drop your mail in the ballot, you die.
I didn't think of it that way,
But they are
the beginning of
attaching
that
themselves to
narrative,
this
not the end of
national
the story.
narrative. So go ahead. Sorry, Jeff.
Yep. I was going to say, no, it's, and that, I'm sure it's purposeful. And I'll be the first to say that Secretary Jacobson and her crew, have done, again, working with the local folks, because these are local elections and state elections. They've certified each of these last elections that we've had through all of this hubbubalub about all of this fraud happening here, through a Republican Secretary of State with a Republican governor, not in 20, for the most part in that time, but definitely a Republican Secretary of State. So all of that has been there's been absolutely no problem. And then I guess it's the whole, when this first came out, the press asked me as former commissioner, is there a problem with illegals voting in Montana? And there must be and I just say, it's not. That was my only comment. I didn't even have to expand more than that. It's not a problem.
There is
Simple
Canadians.
as that. And it's the same thing with people die. People die in Montana every day. And
What?
Montana is probably a higher than average percentage of folks that vote. And the older you get, the more chances are you're registered to vote. So
What else are you going to
chances are if you die, you're registered to vote. And then there's processes the county has to take in order to purge them from the voter rolls. And they do that religiously. As a matter of fact, in the last legislative session, Secretary Jacobson worked with the Funeral Homes Association to even make that connection stronger for those folks to get together to get it done that they touted. So, I mean, it's not something new, but it's just one of those kind of low-hanging fruits that people die. You're going to show those numbers.
Yep.
Well, you're not going to be explaining to people that don't want to listen, because I've been voting my entire life. I'm 53, and every time I've gone, they've got a binder with my fucking name in it, okay? I don't think there's any illegal aliens in that fucking binder. But people are going to tell you, don't believe everything you see. It's like, God damn it, man. Like, I've been voting in 3 different states my entire life. They've all been the same. They all have the I voted sticker.
You vote in 3 states?
And you have, I have voted in 3 states. Not all at the same time.
Your whole entire life?
But it's
Even
just
before
it's
you were
just-
18, huh?
It's just it's just a bullshit conspiracy theorist that that all this shit is rigged because of one guy told us.
Well, it shines a spotlight on the narcissism of MAGA, where it's like no one could ever possibly disagree with me.
Right. Yeah.
I am so clearly
7 million votes.
I didn't lose an election because nobody could ever disagree with me. It has to have been stolen.
Yep, that's it. Well, on that note,
And,
go ahead, Jeff.
well, just one more. Have you heard a Montana politician saying it was stolen from them, though, through all of this?
No. We got no problems from the Republicans the last 5
Yeah.
years. That's for goddamn
Those
sure.
elections were just fine.
I'm pretty sure mine got stolen in 2008.
Oh yeah, your county commissioner bid.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Nothing to do with you. Anyway, thanks a lot, Jeff. And
Thank you, Jeff.
We'll have you back. We'll keep promoting it. We'll do what we can to get people out there to go sign your petitions. And like I said, anytime the Montana Tap House, you can come in there and get some volunteers in there. Let me know.
Some wings.
Do that. The next time, I'll bring with me are these buckets of papers that represent cash. We didn't even get it. We didn't get it. We could talk about this for hours, but there are hundreds of millions of dollars every single day being spent in politics on elections. It's just nuts.
Hey
It is.
Jeff, where do people
stupid.
find
Great.
Jeff? Where do people find the Montana Plan?
On the internet.
Right. MontanaPlan.com is the easiest way to get there.
MontanaPlan.com. Okay.
Or the Transparent Election Initiative, right?
.net.
Yep. transparentelection.org. But
.org.
MontanaPlan.com is easy to remember.
Yeah, that is.
MontanaPlan.com.
Cool.
Jeff,
It just
say hi
sounds
to our
cool.
friend John Tester there in Billings, and good luck with all that stuff. And thank you for all the good work you're doing.
Thank you, Jeff.
Yep. Thanks, Jeff.
Hey, I appreciate it. Thanks, Jim.
Thanks,
All
guys.
right. It'll be 58 in Billings tomorrow. He's gonna have a great
wow, it'll
time.
be nice and warm.
58.
I know,
cow.
58, dude. 58 degrees.
Jeez.
That's
they
crazy.
you said they had your name in a binder. I went to vote. I saw a name. It was Steve Hussein Quinnell.
Oh, I bet you did.
I thought it was only women in the binders. I'm thinking Ed in the
Yeah,
binder.
women. I thought it was only women in the binders. Yeah.
That's as ridiculous.
He's got something to
ridiculous
tell
as
you.
our
He's
first
got something
topic.
to tell you,
Yeah.
Mike.
Because that is ridiculous.
It is.
So, from what I understand, for those of you who don't know what our first topic is, I guess we'll talk about. We'll say what it is.
What is our
It's the
first
new
topic?
Board of Peace.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Now listen, am I right? Because
It's
I haven't
great.
had time
It's
to
good
really look
stuff.
into
You
it.
can't make this
Is
stuff up.
is it $500 million to be on the
a
right
billion?
on the board?
No, it's a billion.
billion.
It's a billion.
Yeah.
It's a
And
billion.
Donald Trump controls all the money. He's the treasurer.
Yeah, and if you
And
disagree,
he's the
you
chairman.
get the boot.
And you get the boot, and your money stays with Trump.
Well, I saw Argentina's on the Board of Peace. Where the hell did they get that money?
Oh, I wonder.
They took one of the 40 billion that we gave them.
So that's the case. So it's $1 billion.
It's Putin, and it's the guy from
I heard
from
Putin
Belarus.
was on the fence. I heard Putin was. I
Oh,
thought. I
yeah.
heard Putin
Well,
was in.
he was worried.
Who's in it
because-
right now?
Well, I saw it was
Lukashenko.
there was Putin, Netanyahu, Darth Vader, Pennywise the Clown, the Joker, Voldemort, Hannibal Lecter, Mr. Burns, Cruella de Vil, that guy with the funny mustache from Dudley Do-Right. I believe his name's Snidely Whiplash.
Snidely
yeah,
Whiplash.
Snidely.
Of
And
course,
then
he's in that.
King Joffrey from Game of Thrones.
Penguins
And probably
are
that guy from Great Falls that was eating those kids,
Yeah,
too.
right. Yeah, they're putting him in casseroles. Yeah, it's a real who's who of
How many
peace.
people have signed on to be on the Board of Peace? I mean,
I think we should do a fundraiser. We'll get Ed on there.
Yeah, I
It's
should be
only
on
$1
it.
billion.
$1
People.
billion.
$1 billion.
Well, it is-
That'll be our fundraiser for Ed to be on the Board of Peace.
You know, it is very funny that two of the members couldn't show up to the founding meeting because they would be arrested for war crime.
Yeah, founding members.
Isn't there? Do you have a picture, Kev, of the of that fateful first meeting of the Board of Peace where they
It was
they got
Putin
together?
and Netanyahu
Netanyahu
that would
for
have
the
been
war crimes.
arrested,
Yeah. What a
I like
shot.
the way they make their logo kind of look like the NATO logo.
I know.
Yeah, that was the other thing. It's
Ooh, it
like
does look NATO.
they just ran it through AI, and of
That
course
is-
it's gold.
That's got Chat
It's
GPT
gold.
written
Gold.
all over it.
Everything's
Yeah.
fucking gold.
No, it's
dude.
Grok. It's got to be Grok.
centered on.
Oh, yeah.
They ran it through Grok. Of
Elon's,
course, right.
yeah.
Yeah, which map is that?
Elon's
That's,
talking
that's
about
what the
Grok
that's what
is.
the that's
It's
what the
Elon's
Secretary
Aaron
of War is
Kowski,
using.
like something with the,
No, it's Elon's AI autoclave.
Well,
Yeah.
and Canada doesn't
Grok.
have any of Lake Lake Ontario, or any of the
Right, where are the Great
half
Lakes?
the Great Lakes.
Great Lakes all got
It's all above
moved south.
it. Like we've moved up about
They moved the
5
yeah,
degrees
So weird
latitude.
looking.
I like how small they
What is going
made
on
Canada
with-
look.
in the middle of Wisconsin and Minnesota?
They like shrunk
know.
Canada.
Is there a mountain range I never saw? It looks like
Where's the little hat on Minnesota?
there's no Rocky Mountains.
Yeah, I
What
think
is
they went
that?
up to the
That's
50th
real?
parallel too. The
you
49th.
see,
Do not pay
uh,
attention to detail.
Bumped it up a little bit.
Did you see Alex Jones supports the Board of Peace?
Holy fuck!
Of course he does. You know, I remember a time when it would have been, ladies and gentlemen, this is the New World Order wrapped in Orwellian language. Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my god.
So sad.
Oh my god, that's so bad.
Alex would have done, if Obama would have tried this, Alex would have done a 12-hour live stream with a beet red, jiggling fat face talking about jackbooted thugs invading your town.
Oh yeah.
Guaranteed.
Do you know? So he's got a TikTok.
Oh, he's not banned on that. Well, I guess. Yeah,
I mean, yeah, he might as well be. There's like 4 likes on his videos and maybe
Well,
7
Larry Ellison's
views.
in charge now.
It's
right.
horrible. Like
You can't say
Glenn
anything about
Beck is an
Epstein.
absolute nobody.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, he is a nobody. That fall from grace was.
Right.
And did he do something to deserve? Oh, who cares? Who gives a fuck about him?
Oh, he did something.
Did you click?
But he did get Tony Blair to join in. Did Tony pay for that out of his own money that he
there's
grifted away from?
there's a name I haven't heard
during
in a while.
Brexit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
What
He just
happened?
came out of the shadows. Was he on the Board of Peace?
Yeah, he was one of the people that was there at the big party when they
So
did
is
the
it
whole
about
thing.
reconstructing Gaza?
Yeah.
Well,
They
yeah,
need
that's-
to get that golf course up.
That's
You know,
what they're
That's the
saying.
other thing.
Kushner
You know,
got like
that's-
40 billion or some.
Yeah.
That's
you know,
what they're
whatever
saying.
the number. Yeah, yeah.
That's
Right.
Yeah,
But it's
and-
to build resorts.
Well, and they
and
want to
shit.
they're going to take this money. They're going to give it to Trump, and he's going to only give it to charitable organizations that are working because he has a really strong track record of working with charities,
Yeah.
doesn't he?
He's certainly not going to use it for a pump and dump stock market scheme or a
No,
pump and dump
no.
crypto
Well,
scheme.
I mean,
No.
the other thing about this is that it's all about Gaza, right? And what did he say
Well, that's what
early
they
on
say.
about Gaza? What did he say early on
He's
about
going to
Gaza?
develop it.
I have
Yeah,
no
he
idea.
wants
He's
wants
going to
to
develop
wipe
it.
it all out.
Build malls.
Take everybody
Make
out of
everything
there he doesn't
gold.
want
I like
there.
gold.
Yeah.
Well, it is
Gold's
kind
good.
of
It's
a
going to
mess
be
over
the
there.
it's going to be the Monaco of Israel or whatever
so
the hell he
fucked up.
called
There's not a
it.
single representative from Palestine on the board.
Of course not.
Oh, really? Well, you can't recognize those
Well,
people. They're not really people. They're like 3/5.
Who has $1 billion?
Right.
Yeah, probably nobody.
Nobody
has
anymore.
that
I
kind
mean,
of
Argentina
money
could
anymore.
loan
They
him some
can't
money.
Yeah, Israel could definitely
They're
help
standing
them
in
out,
line
but
for
I don't-
fucking rice.
I don't see help from Israel coming for those guys.
Yeah, I would bet
Hey,
against
you guys
that.
ever see the Jam podcast? Have you ever seen it?
I don't
4
think
black
so.
dudes. It's kind of like ours. There's
Okay.
like a subdued
Except
guy.
for the 4
and-
black dudes.
And there's super mad guy, you know,
Yeah.
like these guys always mad, and it's pretty fucking good, you know. Yeah, it's.
Yeah,
I was like,
think
wow, it's
they,
the only
they
other
modeled
podcast.
themselves off of us. Huh?
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
So
Yeah.
It's probably been around for 10 years.
But like I was saying, you know, it's like weird. There's no other podcast where 3 or 4 dudes are sitting around. It's just not a thing.
Right, yeah,
But
that's
this one,
first time.
it's funny. It's a lot like ours, man. It's pretty good. So,
Oh,
No,
man.
what?
Yeah. never mind.
Yeah, so this was there's kind of a little bit of a fracture.
Don't believe
I
your
think,
eyes and ears.
because Trump. This is hitting him
Tillis
pretty
is
hard.
going
I
off.
think.
I like Tillis.
This is hitting them pretty hard. I mean, the response from MAGA and the Trump administration about the Preddy killing is patently ridiculous, in my opinion.
They're back. They're walking it
horrible.
back.
I mean,
Horrible.
Republicans gave up on the Second Amendment faster than Erica grieved Charlie Kirk.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
That is, you're right.
I mean, it was quick.
I mean, because
It
that was
was.
about 3 or 4 seconds, and this was about 1.5.
Well, even before Preddy, because that wasn't the Second Amendment with the FAFO shit.
Yeah.
with,
No,
with
yeah.
Good.
Well, they
Right.
went from
With Nicole
teachers should
Good.
be required to carry guns to carrying a gun makes you a criminal in record time.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean, neck break speed.
yeah.
I can
I mean,
remember.
what's next after that?
I
Where are we
definitely
going next?
remember these right-wing pundits
Which other ones are we
saying,
gonna take away?
and talk show hosts, because back then there weren't really influencers, bring your guns to your COVID
course,
protests.
yes.
Bring the guns. You want to be safe.
Yeah.
You had elected officials telling people to bring their firearms to these protests. And, to me, and I get it because it helps their narrative that the left is so violent, And to me, it's a joke. Because I know a lot of left people. I know a lot of liberals.
So do I.
They are not the fucking violent type.
Most of them get high and listen to the Grateful Dead.
Like when I was in jail, I'll bet.
I thought they were listening.
I'll bet
to
I was the only one in jail that was a liberal.
When I
By the
was in
looks of
jail.
everybody, I was the only fucking liberal in there. All these people were fucking like. I mean, I'm in there with some bad people. You know what I'm saying?
They're liberal in
in
the
the White
shower.
House jail.
Well, there was plenty of
Whitefish jail?
MAGA
No,
people
county.
packing guns
took you
at
to the
the No
county?
Kings
Oh, yeah.
Parade.
Yeah,
I mean, you had Mitchell there packing the gun.
Mitchell
you had
brought
that
a gun to
guy
the No
that
Kings
got
Parade,
disarmed.
yep.
I mean, there was plenty of them there.
What if we get him on the pod and talk about his opinion? Yeah, right.
Sure he would.
Well, I mean, we got Kyle Rittenhouse, who, it's
Yeah.
okay if you're underage and you take that submachine gun across, or not submachine gun, what AR-15? That's not
Yeah.
a submachine
Somebody
gun.
at the bar said
Take
he
it
did
across-
a good job.
Take it across state lines and stand there and kill 2 people because you're scared
Yep.
during a protest that you went to be tough.
Yeah.
Then but you can't show up. You can't show up at a protest and take a pepper spray in the face.
Right.
And,
Well,
and have a
apparently
have a concealed weapon that you're allowed to carry. They take it from you and then they shoot.
It's
you.
almost
So
as if
today-
they were never
Doesn't
against
make any
tyranny.
sense.
It's almost as
yeah.
if they were never against tyranny at all.
right. It's almost that way. Like they almost saw it coming and they wanted to prepare.
Hats off though to the actual 3% of libertarians that are actually libertarian and not
Right.
just Republicans in disguise.
That's
Those people,
exactly
they get
what it
exposed
is.
real quick when something like this
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah.
Well,
there was-
apparently they're walking this shit back. Today they said they're only going to go after violent criminals. They said it again.
I think they said that in
believe it.
January.
So I mean, I know the Cry
Don't
Wolf
believe
story,
it.
and I don't know
Don't
if Tom
believe it.
Homan knows the Cry Wolf story, the boy
Yeah.
that cried wolf. Maybe not. He seems like a pretty gruff guy that probably never heard a kid story in his life. When he grew up, he had a fucking a bald spot and a fucking vest and a
Beer
suit
belly,
coat and
yeah.
a beer belly. The
He's-
stressed out
he's
car
shaped
salesman looking
he
guy.
looks like a pear with eyes.
Yeah,
Looks
he
like a
does.
thumb.
He does.
Yeah.
But they did say today that hey, we're going after this. We are to ignore protesters. We know we're going to get stuff thrown at us. We're going to that's what he said. He said all this shit today.
So they're not going to be at Smith Field tomorrow.
We'll see. We'll see.
I
There's an
think-
ice out tomorrow.
I think Kristi Noem might go down for this.
I think she. Well, dude, today
She's
Senator
fucked.
Yeah.
railed on her pretty good
I
and
think
made a pretty good
they're
argument.
gonna walk her out of the back
Tom
of the White
Tillis
House.
is-
It'll be like Joe Pesci and Goodfellas, and she's gonna see a dog holding a shotgun.
Yeah.
But but the thing is, isn't the truth that this is all what Trump wants, and that's why he put these people in his administration that are going to do what he wants?
Probably.
And doesn't everybody see through that and know that Kristi Noem's just a fucking stooge like everybody else is? Bovino's a fucking stooge. I mean, these people are doing exactly what Trump and
Bovino's
Steve
the
Miller
biggest
wants to do.
stooge.
Somebody threw Steve Miller under the bus too today.
Well, it is one of the things that
For
I.
this.
Kristi Noem tried to throw him under the bus. She said, "I am only doing
yeah,
what
that's
I
right.
have been
That-
directed to do by the president and
And
Stephen."
Steve Miller,
Right.
yeah,
It is-
With a
stupid.
PH,
It is
not
one
a V.
of Steve and I fight about this a lot on the show, but it is
You know
one
Steve
of
Miller?
no,
this Steve.
Steve
Oh,
Quinnell.
boring.
It is one of the things that I like about Trump is he has this unbelievable capacity to humiliate even his most ardent defenders who
Yes.
who and hang them out to dry after they have defended the indefensible in his name.
Well, yeah.
Ryan Zinke.
Right? It is just it's one of the great traits he has where all these people will fall.
That's a great trait.
like
okay.
all these people will go down and they
Yeah.
just all line up to do it all over again.
And he walks away
appreciate your take on
scot-free.
Right. It tickles
humanitarian.
me to
With
no
a few
end.
billion.
Yes.
So-
You loved the Prince, didn't you? You loved it. He loved every minute of
You
reading
think
that
Manga's
book.
getting mad at all the money he's making at all?
No.
'Cause,
They don't fucking care.
I mean,
they don't care.
but they should. I'm just saying.
Well,
No, they're saying
They just like
he
the
deserves
show.
it.
They like
he
the
deserves
show.
that money. He got elected. He deserves everything he
Exactly.
gets.
a problem with people making money?
Yeah,
I
exactly.
know, I hear that one a lot.
Yeah.
But really? Because he's making billions. I mean, the crypto coin thing and like all this shit, it's just fucking shitty,
So
man.
I have a question for you, Steve. Speaking of these bootlickers,
Zinky.
all
Thingy.
these southern,
Danes.
you're from the South, right?
I grew up there.
Yeah.
All these
It's
bootlickers,
in
have
his
they
blood.
forgotten
Zinky.
their roots? I mean, isn't the reason they started hot rodding stock cars was to get away from the cops? And the reason because they were running from
Dukes
the
of
cops in the
Hazzard,
first
bro.
place was kind of a fuck you attitude towards government. So
Yeah.
what the hell's going on down there?
They're loving it.
They want their hero, and I can give you lots of reasons, but I would say that the first one begins with the big
that
R
hurts.
and the white hood. That's
Big
and
R?
the big
Yeah,
R.
we can't say
the
that.
race
we'll get,
card.
Oh,
You can't say that.
It's like we'll get banned.
and the white
Oh,
hood,
okay.
because that's where it all starts, and they've got their
Right.
champion for those kinds of things.
Because
in
I
power
remember
right now.
watching, Ed said the Dukes of Hazzard. I remember watching them old Duke boys again and running from Boss Hog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it was
man.
always like,
It's
that
the
was
good old boys.
that was rebel pride
You
and
didn't know
this
Waylon
middle
Jennings.
finger to the government. And now they
Yes.
can't get enough of the boot.
Yeah,
No,
They,
No,
they
I
can't
think
they
that-
suck on it. They can't get enough
That
of it.
stretches out further than the South. It's just MAGA's that way. Like every problem
MAGA,
MAGA had
yeah.
with government before Trump is doing, but now they're okay with it. That kind of just lets me know who these people are.
Well,
Right.
it's
that's why that's
yeah.
why we don't see stickers anymore. We don't see hats. We don't see stickers. Why don't you guys honestly? When's the last time you saw a fucking "Make America Great" hat?
I
And
really
we live
don't
in
see-
fucking
I really
Montana,
don't see
dude. We
Trump
live in the
hats
most
very
conservative
much
spot in Montana, if not the second most
I
conservative.
see someone in a MAGA hat. I move my kid to the other side of me. I'm
The
like,
last time I
stay
saw a guy
away.
with a "Make America Great" hat was in my bar when Brian Bussey did his event.
Oh, nice.
And the guy's a complete clueless, like weird dude that gets drunk and falls asleep at the bar.
Okay.
I hope he doesn't drive. I don't really know.
John Mulfeld.
Yeah,
Not
right.
me.
No, it's not the mayor. You don't see it.
Well-
You don't see the stickers. They took them off all the trucks because you know this. 4 years ago, there was I would say 7 of 10 cars had a Trump sticker on this alley, and it was sickening. Like
Yeah.
it was insane, or at least a Punisher or an upside down flag, you know, or whatever.
There's a few diehards out there for sure, but
There's
you're right.
gotta be.
It's diminishing.
I mean, there's still a guy in Happy Valley with his "One Big Ass Mistake America" his Obama homemade sign in his yard.
That's
right
awesome.
Right by, it's so fucking
That's
awesome,
incredible.
dude. He has not been president for 10 years,
Yeah.
and this motherfucker still got the sign he made 10 years
There's
ago.
a guy I drive Columbia Falls stage every day, and there was a guy who he took it down recently, so Godspeed, Mr. Patriot. But he had a Joe and the Ho Gotta Go flag.
Oh, yeah.
At half mast.
Oh, that guy.
It was at half mast forever. It's just like I drive by every morning and be like, "Fuck yeah, man!"
Remember when the Axe Max
Your
got
family
taken out
must
in
fucking
Clinton?
hate you.
It was Axe Max for like 20 fucking years. It was
yeah.
out there, and now it's gone. It's got something else. Something about Biden, I think.
China or some shit.
But yeah, it was funny,
Mental
man.
illness
That
is
Axe
not
Max,
something
it's like
to laugh
Max,
at,
I don't
folks.
even know if Max is alive. He hasn't been around in like 10 years, but still had his Axe Max out
Yeah.
there. I love
And
that.
the guy that lived right before the golf course on 93 going south, just north of the golf course, and they sold that place finally, but he always had like 7 Trump flags
yeah.
on his
Yep.
and they took him down, which is nice. But to get back to your question, Ryan, I think part of the answer to your question is that the ethos of the South has never gone away, which is we know where people's places are in our society.
Yeah, back of the
And
bus
you cannot,
kind of thing.
Exactly. That's never really gone away. We've changed the
Yeah.
rules. We've changed the laws. And there's this fragility in white men down there, particularly, that has never gone away. And now they have a champion who's standing up to those things and saying things and removing symbols of black pride. I mean, they just
Yep.
took down a display about slavery in Philadelphia because they're doing that across the country.
That was so brutal,
And-
dude. I hated
And that,
watching
I
that.
think that's part of the answer to your question. Like, this is their Jefferson fucking Davis. You
Right.
know, this is
Yeah.
Trump is like this is the
Yeah,
last
he
hurrah.
is.
The South will rise again. Kind of.
Hell yeah.
There's an ethos.
Well, I
to
hope
that
so.
That's happening, and that's why they're licking the boot.
Gotcha.
Because this guy is their champion, and they will do whatever they tell
Boy,
him.
it's embarrassing
Just
to
like the
watch.
poor white
Oh,
people,
yes, it
just like
is.
the same same thing as all the poor white people that fought in the Civil War on the side of the South. These are the same fucking people.
Yeah.
They would do the same thing
They're the
again.
descendants.
And it's unfortunate, but that's where it comes from.
Right. But I mean, so
Because they don't
Is
understand.
that half from Palm Springs? It's cool.
no, it's from a golf company in Minnesota.
Oh. Okay, uncool.
But you know, that's
guy.
kind of been the rights.
Squirrel.
That's kind of been the rights response to this whole shit show in Minneapolis with ICE. But the response on the left has been pretty insane. I mean, that protest, the 100,000 people in Minneapolis when it was 10 degrees.
It was below
It was
zero.
10
apparently.
below
Like,
zero.
Yeah.
So I have a question for Ed. Because, Ed is on this show, has been a critic. He was a critic of the No Kings podcast, or a No Kings protest.
I was there.
I think he said it was stupid.
I didn't say. Well, maybe I said stupid. Okay. I mean, it wasn't. I mean, it's not going to do a thing.
So here's what I saw, Ed. I said I saw something online. Someone said,
Are you doing your Republican talking points?
not yet.
Oh, okay.
Someone said the Minnesota protests have been the most successful of at least the past 50 years in America. What do you think about
said that?
No, I
Is
just
that
saw
a quote?
some joker online said it. I don't know who it is.
Joe Rogan.
What do you think? It was not Joe Rogan, but what do
Are
you
you
think
asking me
about
to-
that? Do you agree
This
with
is not
that?
quote
Do you
of the day.
disagree with that? This is not the quote of the week.
I mean, I think it's good that they're protesting. Yes, you have to. What else are you gonna do?
Right.
It's better than going out and killing everybody. I mean, it says something, and it seems like they're changing their tune there. I think more importantly, they got to be like, I mean, even national media, but they're not going to do it, whatever. But people like us have to say, why the fuck are you in the blue cities? Why are you in the neighborhoods where it's all
Well, we
fucking
know.
like good
Yeah, we know
working class
We know
people?
why.
Okay, we know why.
Yeah.
But
The mask is off at this point.
but there's people that are stupid that don't know why, and they need to be told that. I guess some people gotta, there's definitely people that they get a clip of news one day and be like, "Wow, there must be a lot of bad people in Minneapolis," and that's all they think about. That definitely happens. There are people that think Minneapolis, just like when Trump said Portland and Seattle were on fire, and like I go to Seattle, I'm like, huh.
It's like, huh?
Pretty fucking nice, like it always is.
Third and Pike looks exactly how it did in 1995.
Right.
they put that
Yep.
fire out quick.
Yeah, there's that guy that's only got one leg, the homeless guy, he's still
Right.
there, I mean, it's just like, it's
They
weird.
did clean up the gum wall, though.
But they get away
cleaned up
with
the gum wall.
They did?
Yeah.
That was gross, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think apparently
Somebody
they do
will
it
do
like
it.
every 10
That's
years.
it.
Yeah,
I'm
I've heard
voting
that. I've heard that.
Republican.
Yeah, might as well redo it anyway. The troll's still there, but regardless, yeah, they get away with it. So that's what I'm saying is, I think like again, it's part of our responsibility and anybody else out there that's fucking sane to tell people that Minneapolis is not burning down. I mean, it is. And it's one of the least crime for the size. It's got some of the lowest amount of crime. At the time when Renee Good was shot, there was 2 killings, 2 gunshot deaths for the year in Minneapolis at that point.
Now there's 2 more that are ICE.
And now there's 3, and ICE is leading. I mean that is food for thought. That's something to really.
I
consider.
will
Like,
say that as the cynical one on the show,
Yeah.
it does
kind of that way.
It does kind of give me some hope to see people in Minnesota that are kind of insisting that their neighbors are their neighbors, whether they're from
Yeah.
Minneapolis or Mogadishu.
They're really sticking
right?
up for the Somali crowd. Yeah.
And this is arguably a deeply held Christian philosophy that is loathed by the majority of the Christians in the country, apparently.
yeah.
Well,
Yes.
Right. So that's kind of when I look at this, that's what I find shocking
right.
to me.
those are the true conservatives, I think, in Minneapolis. Like they probably are pretty much fiscally conservative, and they would vote for a fiscal conservative
Yeah.
No, that doesn't
for
exist
office.
anymore.
But they of course it
does
doesn't.
not exist at all.
But that is they don't want to change. They understand that this country is built. The idea of conservatism is that we don't really change. We don't do knee-jerk reaction shit.
But
we we go with the flow for the most part, and that's what they're doing. They understand that this country was built on immigration. Yeah. It's built on people who didn't have much to come here and to work hard and get a leg up, and that's what you see from the Somali community, mostly in Minneapolis. And they're like, I watched a guy say, I eat breakfast I get Mexican food for breakfast, and 3 nights a week I get some other ethnic food, and that's how it is. That's how I live, and I don't want these people gone from my community.
Yep.
I don't want them terrorized.
It's one of the most underrated cities in the country. It's a great time.
Yeah,
Go
it's
to
great that
Minneapolis.
people are turning out. I mean, you see how many people are going to turn out tomorrow and that kind of stuff. And I think it's going to be big numbers across the nation. And I think people are tired of it. I think they want to air their grievances and, address the government for doing these kind of atrocities. And people know that it's horrific. They can see it with their own bloody eyes. It doesn't matter what anybody says. You can see this stuff.
We haven't
and
had
I think it's going to be down to the point where it's going to be more people suddenly turning out than there were after Vietnam. And that's a turning point that I don't think people are ready for.
And this guy that shot Alex Preddy is still on the loose.
Yeah.
And outside of
they
George,
said that he's been reassigned out of Minneapolis and is still on the job. They're moving these ICE agents around like they're Catholic priests.
Well, today Holman said, I believe, or somebody from the department did say that they're both now they're
Behind
on
bars?
paid leave. They're on paid
They
leave.
took
that
two
got
of them.
Definitely not.
Just two of them. We don't know
Just
which
two of
two
them,
because
just
we
two.
don't know. They haven't released
Definitely
the
not
names.
behind bars.
Not behind bars. They're off duty.
That got debunked.
Oh, it did?
Yeah.
Oh, it did?
They're
So
not
they did-
actually
Still
off.
on duty.
So weird. They lied?
right, who'd have thought?
Well, I
Yeah,
mean,
leave it up to me to trust them.
I think the bigger issue that we have to really start addressing is that this whole thing is that they've normalized this absolutely crazy behavior. They've just normalized it. They've normalized the idea that people are in our streets armed and masked and chasing people down and pulling people over, pulling people out of cars, breaking their windows,
to a
cutting their
degree.
seatbelts.
Yeah, to a
They've-
degree, because
to a degree,
the
'cause,
blue
like,
wave has taken over every
no, but-
federal election by
And it's
double-digit
good. And like
points.
Ryan said, they had
But the-
100,000 people protesting in Minnesota. That's a big
But
deal.
I'm just let's but the
That's what
the
they're trying
right
to
has
do. Yes,
normalized.
that's their-
no, they've
that's their goal.
normalized it. They've normalized this is what's going to
I
happen
think if they
to you.
normalize it, there wouldn't be no protest
Get his
right
ass,
now.
Well, no,
Steve.
You know,
no,
if
that's
it was normalized, I don't think people would be protesting.
but that's what they've normalized as what they are going to do,
Yeah,
right?
well, yeah, no,
and
that's
so
no
if, so
doubt.
if people come out and
him up,
protest,
Steve.
and somebody gets killed, and they come back one step, it's seen as like this big humanitarian leap for Donald Trump to have a call with Tim Walz and say,
But it does seem like
"Hey,
they are stepping
I had
back."
a good call." Again, who cares? They
Right.
shouldn't fucking be there in the first place.
Well,
They're stepping back to,
But they are.
we're still going to have everybody here, but we're not going to
Hey,
attack
we'll
the
take any
protesters.
bit of joy we can get
little
at
guy
this
got
moment.
that little guy got
No,
fired,
you don't.
right?
That's not. You've got to keep your foot on the
Right.
gas. They need to be
Stevie,
gone.
Come
The
on,
little guy
chill
got
out.
fired.
Defund these fucking people. Disarm them. Demask them.
Well, we tried that,
Steve,
but the
I
Democrats
got some
decided
weed
that
here if
wasn't a
you
good
need
enough
some.
idea. They
Jesus,
decided to
no.
vote for it.
Steve needs
Fuck
some
that.
cannabis oil.
Yeah.
So,
fired
you know,
up.
we haven't, as a country, though,
I'm
like Mike
pissed.
brought up, well, yeah, you should be. Mike brought up, you know, the Vietnam protests and all that kind of stuff. And we did have the No Kings, one of the biggest protests since. But, you know, you think since then, we've only had the George Floyd things. That was, you know, that was kind of a big deal. And
Minneapolis again. They burned that son of a bitch
I know.
down.
I just don't get
yeah.
the
Same
Minneapolis
neighborhood
thing.
is.
Hey,
Well,
as
they took over
Minneapolis
that
goes, so
police
goes the nation.
precinct.
I've been trying to tell you.
Yeah, I know, I guess. Well, if we use it, if we
Go Gophers.
If we talk about their football team, we are fucked. We are really fucked.
They won a bowl game this year.
Well, I'm
some more
talking about the
hot
Vikings,
dish.
but
Oh, well, fuck the Vikings.
Everybody loves hot dish.
well, I don't know. I think that, you know, I thought about the George Floyd things. Like, okay, I don't think these people are going to push it that much because that George Floyd shit went pretty nuts. Trump's out there in a war zone holding a Bible upside down for a photo op. I'm surprised
Yeah.
he didn't have somebody try to fake shoot him at that point too.
Yeah,
he
he-
probably thought about it
Well, he
later. He's
waited
like,
a few
I'll
years.
do this in fucking
he waited
Pennsylvania.
a few
It'll
years
be
later
better,
to do
way
that.
better. Yeah. Remember, don't hit the ear.
Summer before the election.
So
yeah.
I do have some you know, we do get some comments that we are too one-sided and that we don't give both sides to the issues.
Well,
So I've decided
where's your hat?
I'm going to take the more right-wing side of
I like that.
shootings,
All right.
and I will give my thoughts, and I'll leave it to Ed, Steve, Mike, and Kevin to, you know, debunk my talking points.
Okay.
Number one, if Alex Preddy had stayed home, he'd still be alive.
You can't argue that shit.
These sound like Megan Kelly.
Checkmate, liberals. If he'd stayed
Resist.
home, he'd still be alive.
Don't resist. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
so
don't
would Charlie
resist.
Kirk, though, if he would have stayed home.
Yeah, Charlie Kirk.
Bada
Yeah, I
bing,
guess that was-
bada boom.
That one's not very good. Okay, how about this one, Steve? He was disrupting law enforcement. He disobeyed lawful orders. He resisted arrest, and he caused the officers to fear that he might be reaching for his gun.
If
I
they're
saw none of that in the video.
They are untrained and not ready to be on the streets with weapons.
Okay.
I did not see any of that in the video.
How about this, Ed? Where was all this outcry and protest from you liberals when Laken Riley was murdered?
Well, I guess, God, I'm sorry. I can't.
How about you, Steve? Do you have a response to that? Where was all this outcry when Laken Riley was killed by
Where's
an
all the
illegal immigrant?
outcry when poor white people kill citizens in this country. Just because one immigrant kills one person doesn't mean that
Are you saying
all
that,
of them are killing everybody.
Whoa.
That's the question.
but-
Are you
it
saying that
seems that way.
interpersonal violence, where someone is given due process and tried and convicted and sentenced to life without parole, is different from unaccountable state-sanctioned murder?
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Huh.
I don't know about
to
that.
Betsy.
How about this one, Ed?
I've heard it all.
ICE agents are human beings. They're men and women who are doing a job that can be very scary, a job that will always be necessary. When they are put in a terribly scary position and they are already on edge, terrible things can happen, and he should have known that.
That's true, but their life was mostly in a downhill spiral at that point to join ICE.
I saw a lot
I
of.
mean, now they just found out their $50,000 bonus has got to be paid over 5 years.
Ain't gonna make
I
it.
saw a lot of lawmakers who were on edge when I was up in the legislature, and it turned out a lot of them were on meth.
Oh, that would make you edgy.
Okay, Steve.
That would make you edgy.
Well,
Let's see if you can answer this one,
Okay,
Steve.
yeah.
Look, these people are here illegally. We have a duty to enforce the law. If Biden wouldn't have let the border become such a mess, this wouldn't be happening. You kick the nest and bees come out. Fuck around and find out.
Yep.
well, first of all, how many of these
I think
people
that's
came
true.
in the last 4 years that they're searching for?
Up to 30 million is what I've been
Second
told.
of all, there's a very humane way to address deportations because we did it for 8 years under Obama. We deported
Yeah, but
3
you got to
million
send a
people.
message, Steve.
We didn't have to do it by sending armed, masked agents into the fucking
the
street
message.
to do it.
Oh, it's pretty weird.
But this is not about.
So Obama
it's not
was
about-
praised for ICE, and ICE was praised back then.
Well, that's because
yeah.
Obama did it nicely. You know, he picked up people
Well,
in the,
for sure,
in the
that's what I'm
little
saying.
limousine, and there was a little
you
pub
remember
bar
when-
in there, and he drove him over the
Do you remember
border
when
and said,
Obama-
"Come back next week if you want." You know,
Yep,
he
yep.
was much nicer
Come
about
back
it.
when Biden is elected.
Do you remember when Obama deported people at the border
Yeah.
with no due process,
Yes.
and it was a shitstorm? I mean,
That-
there were lawsuits. It
Yep.
was crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, last one. I'll leave this one to Ed.
Okay.
Okay, Ed. How about I come into your house uninvited?
All right.
I eat all your food. I run up your utility bills. I leave dirty dishes everywhere. I borrow your car without permission. And if you object, I'll call you a fascist. That's
like when he
that's
was
what
in
illegal
Vegas
immigrants are doing
almost.
to America.
They are? Well, then I'm. Then I'm scared. That's as ridiculous as saying they're voting and saying they're on health care or on Medicaid. I mean, like,
Well, this is what you deal with.
I know that's a talking point. I know that's just so insane. And what kind of people are believing these talking points? Well, you know, I do know quite a few of them.
Alcoholics, the unemployable, people that were kicked in the,
The
head
kind
by
of
a
people
horse,
that go and jerk off when ICE kills
people
somebody
who
in the
fell down a
streets.
well.
But there's truth
Our
to it,
followers
too,
in
Ryan.
Azerbaijan.
Yeah, Ryan, you were talking. There's truth to it too. When Ed was down to Vegas, we were in his house,
Exactly.
eating
Yeah, you
his
were.
food.
Yeah.
He told Steve
Q-Man
no
took a
number
big
two.
dump
and
in my
Steve went
beer.
number two.
Yeah.
That's true. That did happen. I mean,
Did not
but,
happen.
I mean, same with them buying, like when JD Vance
you
says
guys.
that they're the ones causing our home prices to
Exactly.
go nuts. I'm like,
It's the same
damn,
thing.
that's crazy talk. Isn't that crazy talk?
It's insane.
It's just like I said. It's that
How many
scared,
illegally immigrants
fragile
are going
white
to afford a
person.
house in America when they get here?
Well, I know those Honduras guys are coming to Whitefish and buying all the homes. And
They
that's
must
why
are.
the locals
They're
come
building
in.
them. They're building them first, and
Yeah.
then they're buying them.
Yeah.
They come here with 2 milk jugs of water and then tons of cash in their pants.
Who was the God? Maybe Joe Peck
And
will
great
remember.
great credit.
Who's, maybe Joe Peck will remember. Who was the senator that said this was probably about 10 years ago that they have calves the size of cantaloupes and they're backpacking across the
Yes.
desert with bags full of marijuana strapped to their backs. It was a senator from somewhere. I don't remember
I
where.
don't remember who that
Maybe
was either.
Colorado or
Is he
something.
talking about the Canadians?
You know, he's talking
No,
about illegal
Mexicans
immigrants
bringing
smuggling
drugs over
over, and he
and
was
shit.
like, they got 100 pounds of weed on their back. They got calves the
They're
size
bringing
of
that
cantaloupes.
ditch weed in from Mexico.
Is that before they started driving
God,
the boats
that's
all the way
familiar.
from Venezuela?
Oh yeah,
to-
this was
okay.
during the Obama years.
I completely remember that.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I'm
who
thinking
it
to
was, though.
myself, bro, I think they're using tunnels and
So
catapults.
speaking of MAGA chuds,
Yeah, yeah,
a MAGA chud lost his marbles and sprayed Elon Omar, friend of the pod, with something at a town hall. I think it was last night or the night
Yeah.
before.
You know what
2
you know
nights
what it
ago.
was?
Did they say what it was yet?
Yeah, apple cider vinegar.
Right. I
Oh, I
heard.
thought it was fart spray.
That would've
I thought
been
it was
better.
fart spray. Yeah, that'd been. I'd be like, that's
they
funny.
identified it. It
But
was
this
a-
guy's got a history. He's
It
got
was that
criminal history.
pagan juice.
Yeah.
He's got criminal history, so it's like, Yeah, he's not going to do fart spray
and
because
of
fart
course-
spray would be funny. It'd be like
would
a
be
college
very
kid
funny,
doing
yeah.
Who
that.
paid him to do that? He got paid for that.
I'm
right?
sure he
Oh,
did.
he must have got paid.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Well,
Jeff
Newsmax,
Bezos?
Newsmax immediately posted all of his
Elon
Facebook
Musk.
photos.
Elon Musk paid him, I'm sure.
Well, it's very funny that now MAGA is disavowing this guy because he has a transgendered kid.
Oh,
And
boy.
they're saying that he was like a, and it's very funny to me because it's like,
Oh, my
you're this
God.
hardcore, crazy, annoying MAGA guy, and like you do nothing but ingest the worst right wing media
Yeah.
possible. You alienate your family. You get divorced. Your leftist kids fucking hate you. You lose your mind. You finally get the courage to attack this person that you've been
A 5'1",
that you've been
100-pound
told you're
woman.
supposed to hate so much, and you finally get the
she's
courage.
Samoan.
Yeah, you finally get the courage to attack her, and then every MAGA idiot and every right-wing pundit says, he's a liberal Fed plant. Fuck this guy.
Yeah.
God, the universe is cruel to these
Trump
people.
said that she staged
It
it.
really is.
Trump said she staged it.
It's so cruel.
You guys remember when Roscoe got buffalo guts thrown on him?
Yeah, I do.
I do.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yep.
Yeah, a whole big
That's pretty
5-gallon bucket full.
By a native.
You see, Elham came after that.
Yeah,
She
that was-
jacked
yeah,
her
she
arm
did.
back. I was like, whoa, that little chick.
Well, it is kind of telling, though, that
She went after him.
It is
yeah.
very telling that Trump's first response was, she staged it for PR.
Right.
Because if we know anything about these MAGA people, it's that every accusation is an admission.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Hey, and MAGA, I
How's
want
that
them.
ear doing,
What's
Mr.
it-
President?
Yeah, exactly.
What MAGA needs to
Where's
do
the scar?
is look at her and then take off the headdress, and look at who she is, how beautiful. I mean, imagine she's white.
Right.
They're going to fall in love with her. She's
Like the
pretty
end
hot.
of, end of A Time to Kill. Yeah.
You know?
They can't. The second part you said they can't do. They only see, they don't see white.
But it's so
and
interesting
You
to me
know,
that
could change her accent a little bit.
They
give
don't.
her
They're
a little-
saying
give
this
her
was-
southern twang.
They don't do that.
It's so interesting to me that they're saying this was fake, just because
I know.
he has liberal kids. And it's like these MAGA people genuinely believe that political ideology is like an inheritable characteristic.
No,
like
you're
they're
right.
such narcissists that they cannot believe that someone in their family would think differently from them.
Dude, I know.
This is from the party
because
of people that.
Republicans don't fail at raising their children.
Right, ever.
I mean,
this
fuck
is-
you, man. I
this
mean,
is
that's
from-
stupid.
This is from the party that takes away gay rights, and then they get
They-
caught in the
they-
bathroom in
Wide stance.
Minneapolis.
Minneapolis.
Larry
I'm telling you.
Craig. Larry
As
Craig.
goes Minneapolis, so goes the nation.
Friend of the pod,
Larry
Larry,
Craig.
Craig.
Help
Larry
Giddy up. Boom, boom.
the singing senators. You remember?
A heart's on fire.
Anytime I'm in the
Real
Minneapolis
viral.
airport, I always go, he's got wide fucking legs.
Exactly. It's very
Back when that could take out a politician.
Boom. Dude, that shit is so fucking weird. And it is those guys. It's normal. And we've said it before. And there's heathens everywhere. It doesn't. You don't have to be a Republican or a Democrat, but
Yeah.
somehow the Republicans are the dumb motherfuckers that got caught more. Explain that one, GOP, please. I mean, come on. If you're so smart, why the fuck are you getting caught fondling kids? Why are you getting caught fucking on Grindr? Why are you getting caught doing this stuff?
When you're already out of the closet, it doesn't.
I mean,
it's
we're
not a
like-
big deal.
True.
Maybe someone can correct
The
me if
left
I'm-
is already like left isn't hiding it. They're not.
No, we're like
That's why
we're
they're on
honest,
the
with
left.
we're honest with ourselves.
Someone
That's
can
true.
correct me if I'm wrong on this, but weren't 2 of the last 4 Republican speakers of the House, didn't they go to jail for, like, doing things inappropriately with kids? Wasn't it Mark
Boehner?
Foley and Dennis Hastert?
Oh, Hastert, dude.
I
Yes.
think it was
I don't
those
know.
2. I mean, it
Hastert,
was-
definitely. You're right. You're
follow.
completely
One of those
right.
guys is the guy that texted his like underage like male aide and was like, "Are you horny?"
That's
and the kid was
Hastert,
like,
I think.
"Yeah," and he wrote back, "Cool, cool."
Dude.
Hot
But yeah,
tip.
it's like we're talking
Don't
like
do that on
they
your-
talk about
on your
Obama and they talk about Hillary Clinton and Biden and they're all pedophiles when it's like, 2 of the guys that held the gavel for the Republicans did time for like inappropriate things with children. It's crazy.
I wonder who Larry
Well, it's
Nassar
just
voted
Democrats
for.
It's
are
almost like
scared
the
to
Catholic
talk
Church.
about
Right.
it. They won't tell the story. They won't
Right.
fill the air. They just sit back and say, "Oh,
And they
that's
should-
really
Yeah.
bad. Nope, maybe somebody will notice."
I said this to somebody
They
last
run their
night
thoughts through
at
the
the bar.
autoplay.
I said the only thing
Before they
Democrats
say
are
'em.
good at is sitting back and just taking in what's happening.
Such a joke.
They're really good at that. Just chill out, take it all in, analyze it, and see what happens.
What do you got for us,
Let it
Steve?
develop.
In case you missed it.
In case you
segment of
missed
the
it,
week.
Ooh.
What happened?
We got some hot stories today. Conor McGregor, he came out
what'd he
this
do?
morning saying he's supporting
gay?
Melania.
He's gay.
He's, would you listen to me instead of this dipshit up to my left?
Well,
You said came out.
came out.
He came out supporting
Oh, I'm
Melania,
registering, like-
and the
Oh.
video And the
Oh,
movie
good.
that she
Watching.
made that Jeff Bezos paid
Yeah.
$40 million
$40 million.
for.
Is it a
And
leak?
they
Is it a
might
leaked
make $1
sex
million
tape?
on it.
Yeah, right.
You know, that's twice as much as most people offered for
He
that.
came, yeah, of course. Well, he's going to have his name in
Why
the
was Jeff?
ballroom.
Why would Jeff have to give him any more? Well, whatever.
Well, what?
He's got the money. It doesn't care.
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck? $40 billion, big deal.
I've heard the movie's not very good.
40 million.
I've heard it's horrible.
And you've seen the stuff where they're putting, Hitler tattoos
Ava
on
Braun,
her. Yeah,
yes.
that's pretty funny.
Make
What?
fuck.
Anyway,
Make fuck get
so,
green card.
anyway.
I saw
Oh,
that
who
one.
did that? Who showed me something like that? Did
It
you?
wasn't me. No.
Make fuck. Was that you, Kevin?
People are like vandalizing
No.
the posters.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude, there's
it's
something.
funny
Somebody
as
showed me
hell.
something funny like
And the
that.
shit in Europe is crazy. Anyway, Conor McGregor came out and said, "Yeah, I'm supporting this.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring all my friends to see the movie." And Conor McGregor, of course,
At the Kennedy
is
Center?
a pillar of. Well, no, he's not going to be there. I don't think he got invited. He's not quite that high up the list. Although they're dragging the bottom of the barrel on that.
Yeah, didn't he?
But I have two questions. After I heard that. I was like, huh. First of all, is he in the files?
Who, Connor?
Yeah, maybe he's in
know.
the
He
files.
could be.
That's why he's coming out.
I thought he was
And,
running for president of Ireland.
I don't know.
No.
I thought
Maybe
I heard
he's
that.
in the files.
Really?
And then I thought,
Kev will fact
wait a
check that
minute,
for
wait a
me.
minute. Who the hell wants to pay $12 to see Melania with her clothes on?
Right.
Yeah, no.
But I
No.
have heard the movie's not good. I heard it's so bad that if they showed it on a plane, people would still walk out.
Yeah.
Oh,
I heard
but
that
a bum. My husband, he's so hot.
Right.
He's Donald Trump.
And it's like, look, you've been in the
Fuck.
country 30 years and you're still practically
Yeah.
unintelligible.
I don't get that.
It's
I know.
crazy.
I know.
She's locked in a room most of the time. Jesus
And why are you
Christ.
dressed like the guy I see in the corner of my room when I take too much Benadryl? It's like, the man with the big black hat. And oh, God, I don't feel good.
I need to sleep now,
Yeah.
please.
All right. In case you missed it, Musk announced today that it's the end of the Model S and the Model X, and he's going to focus on robots and his robo chopper taxis.
Wait, he's done making cars?
Yeah, they're not making the Model X and the Model S anymore.
You know who had an idea for
But no
robo
cars
chopper?
in? And just
I guess not.
Cybertruck?
Well, I don't know. Well, no. I
I think
didn't
they're
get that far
regretting
into
bringing
it.
him back a little bit.
Probably regretting it, yeah.
And they pretty much cut all the subsidies. So who's going to buy a fucking Model S?
Right.
When
No,
you can get a Chinese car for a lot cheaper.
Well, who's going to buy a
so-
car from him right now anyway?
Not
So,
many
come
people.
on.
No, he's
Yeah,
been
we
getting
need our
hurt. His stock
robo-choppers.
is still doing great, though. Tesla stock is not. I mean, it fell off from where it was before the election, but it's not like horrible. Because I sold everything I had in it. I'm like, okay, who knows? You know what? I'm going to take my gains right now because I did good. I had it for a while, and I'm like, I don't
very
know where
rich.
I don't know where this is going.
It can't be artificially inflated or anything.
No,
right.
no.
Well, that's exactly like there's.
hedge funds don't control
No,
that
and
shit.
It's not connected to SpaceX at all. That got $53 billion.
I think there's been one day where all these stocks are going to go from like $400 to like 17 or something crazy, and people like Elon Musk are going to be laughing all the way to the bank. The whole Trump family, the whole clan. I
Well,
said,
okay.
they're stealing our money.
The problem with that is
somehow.
these stocks are so overvalued that if realistically a stock like Tesla went to zero, I mean, we would be doing shadow puppet theater in the fire we're burning in the middle of a hollowed out grocery store. Like the world would be ending. If Elon Musk went to zero, it'd be like fucking Mad Max out there.
Yeah, it would.
I mean, we'd be right, and we could, but I don't know who we'd be talking to because we'd all be fucking.
We wouldn't have
Look how bad
internet.
2008 was. I mean, people
Yeah,
really
and it'd be out on
twigged.
Edgewood
Yeah,
Drive
they did.
saying, put down the gasoline.
So
He's just got 50,000 followers.
He's
It's all
focusing
over.
on robots and his robo choppers. I don't know if you've seen that. He's got these robo
No.
chopper taxis.
Yeah.
Fucking
Where
what?
there's no driver. You just hop in. And
Oh yeah, I've seen him all over Vegas.
It was
yeah.
originally a
the
Richard
robo
Hildner
chopper-
idea.
Amy,
robo
didn't,
chopper
Amy
taxis.
wouldn't take one.
No shit.
And,
Richard Hildner
what?
told me about that.
It's almost
Oh,
like
he
he's
did.
it's almost
Right,
like he's
Richard Hillman
living.
down the street.
Yeah.
It's almost like he's living in some trillionaire's fever sci-fi fantasy dream. You know?
Yeah, he must
Like
be.
he's like he's a trillionaire or something.
I wanted to take the driverless taxi in Vegas, but Amy didn't want. She doesn't trust.
I
it.
love those things. They're
No, fuck
awesome.
I think
those
it'd be
things.
cool.
No, these aren't the driverless taxis. These are helicopter taxis. He's
Oh.
focusing on that. He has this version of.
I prefer to not take
It's a
food out of a
single-
working American's mouth, Steve. So I'll take a
It's
tax.
like
I'm
the
just
airline's
saying.
only focusing on
That's what
first
he
class.
said. That's what he said. He's focusing on. That's what he
Yeah.
said. He's focusing on.
First
Okay.
Helicopter.
All right.
All
What
right.
else you
So in
got?
case you missed it,
Helicopter
today is the 40th
taxi.
anniversary of the Challenger disaster. Remember the
yeah.
first
Oh, yeah.
people that we've ever lost in space?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember watching that.
You
Yeah.
re-
We were.
yeah.
I was in 9th grade.
I won't tell
my,
the joke, but
my teacher rolled into
Yeah.
TV,
It's
You
still
know,
too soon.
it's interesting because it's also the anniversary of the
Those famous
first.
last words.
It's also the 40th anniversary of the first test of Jewish space lasers.
Oh, that's right. You said that. Yeah.
So
Jewish space lasers.
where's the fucking laugh line, Kev? Come
You gotta
on.
be funny to get that.
Right.
That's a good one.
There's no DEI laughter on this podcast, Steve. You got to earn it.
You got to produce your
All
own
right,
laughter.
all right.
No
And then,
freebies.
in case you missed it, the U.S. Embassy in Copenhagen, they removed 44 flags that were placed around the embassy and the planters in honor of the Danish soldiers who were killed in Iraq and Afghanistan.
Yeah.
The U.S. Embassy went out there. And then, interestingly, 5 minutes later, Trump, during his cabinet meeting, announced a new cabinet-level position, the Secretary of Pettiness and Retribution.
Nice.
Did you see that?
I think that's
Yeah.
that's
That's
a
good.
well-deserved
Yeah.
position by somebody.
Yeah.
I want that fucking job.
Yeah, I'd be so good.
Probably
I'd
pays
be so
I'm
good.
pretty fucking petty.
Mr. President, you
Now,
need
is
to call
that-
Bette Midler a washed-up psycho again. It's been too long. She's,
So you know when
she's
we
resting on her laurels.
Yes. When we say he does something that's petty, to us it's very obvious it's petty. Do you think MAGA's looking at Denmark and being like, "Oh, they're so petty"?
I don't know.
Because they're
I don't
you
think
know,
MAGA knows what Denmark is.
They don't know.
Oh, you're right.
No,
You're right. Okay, I'm sorry. That was way
They think
over
it's a
their head.
construction company in Flathead County.
Yeah, they
It's
don't
not Copenhagen. It's Copenhagen. You put it in your
Copenhagen,
fucking
bro.
mouth.
exactly
Yeah.
right. Yeah. Right. None of that pussy skull.
Yeah, no skull bandits. Fuck that.
So-
So, in case you missed it, that's the news just from today.
Just from today. You know, another thing I read today that, just the budget of ICE and now what they want to give the money. And I'm saying, I hope the Democrats fucking shut this government
No,
down.
they're going to give him money. They
won't.
came to a
They're
not
deal.
gonna shut it down.
They got
Well,
Schumer.
Schumer
and
said
Trump,
today
they
they
got
were-
together and they said, "Look, you can only kill 2 Americans a month. That's it, and you get your money. If you kill
Okay.
more than that, we're pulling
Taking
it back."
the money back?
Yeah.
All right.
But, I mean, well, seriously, if they can defund PBS and USAID, why can't they fucking defund ICE?
Because they
What
don't
the
Because
fuck?
they don't want to.
Yeah.
PBS was not rounding up immigrants.
Oh, Arkansas, first time ever they got rid of PBS on their public TV. So no fucking Antiques Roadshow in Arkansas.
Man.
I fucking love that show.
Hallie,
Does
Hallie,
it
call
even
in.
cost them money
Right
to
in,
put it
Hallie.
out
We
there
know
on
you're
a
watching.
fucking-
We know you're watching, Hallie. Tell us.
Hallie.
Does it cost money to put it out there on a fucking electrical,
don't know,
radio
man.
tower? I mean, it can't be like a power bill. They're just turning off in spite. They're just
100%.
in spite, saying "fuck it,"
So
Kids
weird.
don't get Sesame Street. They get something weird on HBO. Like,
Well,
that's better.
That's all gone to Netflix now, so we'll see how Netflix fucking makes garbage out of it.
You know, we got to hit conservatives where it hurts, and that's children's media. There should not be a discernible gender of a Disney princess for the rest of my lifetime. If we
That
want
would
to
be
fight
great.
back,
That
drive
would be
them
great.
nuts. They should all be androgynous, short hair, pixie cuts. Hit them where it hurts.
So I want you
Peter
know
Pan
what?
for everybody.
Yes.
Hey, before we finish, I really want to bring up something that we forget
thank
about
God.
the whole country is Epstein.
We still got another hour.
Epstein. Epstein.
Oh, yeah, it's still
I
out
mean,
there.
it's still there. This is insane. Apparently Bondi's going to testify this week in Congress, but today's
Yeah,
Thursday.
yeah.
Nothing happened. They said it last week.
If
They're
my aunt
supposed
had
to
balls,
release
she'd be
it
my
a
uncle.
month ago.
Dude,
They've
this is-
released like 1%.
So have they fucking got rid of?
1%.
Like,
1%
Yeah,
has
1%.
been released. 99% not released.
this is a joke. It is horrible. It's just gross. So next week we're gonna have
Mangan.
a MAGA guy
Mangan?
to.
We're going to have a manga
Manga?
guy on?
No.
Manga?
God
Oh,
dang
we're
it.
going to have fucking anime finally?
Oh,
Manga?
that would be great.
No, we're going to have the girl
Weirdo.
running in Idaho. right?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Is she a girl or a woman?
Girl. Dun, dun, dun,
I can't remember. I don't.
Did
have
you guys see the name of Erica Kirk's tour?
soon.
Dude,
You know what it's called? Anybody know what it's
what about
called?
the transvestite playing her right now? It's fucking hilarious.
Is she coming to Bozeman
No,
too?
what's it called?
It's
I think
called.
she was coming to Bozeman.
Kaylee
do you,
Peterson.
do you know what?
Oh, Kaylee
do you-
Peterson.
Well, do you know what? I just saw this today, and it
Oh,
just
Liberals
made me
Guide
laugh.
to Black History
because,
Month.
because she
Or
announced.
a MAGA guide. Okay, go ahead.
So Erica Kirk's new tour. She's coming to Montana this summer
No.
on her new
Oh, yeah.
tour. Yeah,
I'm
Do
going.
you know what? Do you know what the name of it's called?
No.
It's called Make Heaven Crowded. Make heaven crowded.
Sounds like a mass suicide.
It
event.
sounds like sounds like a fucking ICE initiative.
Yeah, it sounds
Kill,
like
kill the
What?
good people. Kill all the
What'd you
good
say?
people.
It sounds
Make
like
heaven
Marshall
crowded.
They Marshall
Make heaven
Applewhite,
crowded.
the-
They
Make
have
heaven
to do
crowded.
that.
Wow.
That's the
Tail
Erica
bop,
Cork
yeah.
fucking tour.
Look, it's getting crowded. The Pope got
I think she's a-
rid of purgatory. You know, it's
Yeah.
either up or down now. There's no middle ground. So,
Bunch
you
went
know,
up, some went down.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get this thing
She's a
moving.
real,
All right,
a
let's-
real
let's
see you
wrap
next
this up.
Thursday.
All right, Ed.
We
Quote
got-
of the week.
All
Ready?
right, all right,
Ready?
I'm ready.
Week.
Ready. Let me get a beer.
Are we doing
All
Song
right.
of the Week so Ed can
Yes.
tell us his favorite podcast
Cool.
again?
I got one.
Quote of the week. The Second Amendment is not for hunting. It is not for self-protection. It is there to ensure that free people can defend themselves if, God forbid, the government becomes tyrannical and turns against its own citizens.
I know who said that.
God, sounds like Mark Wayne Mullen or something, you know.
We are
I know.
Charlie Kirk.
Charlie Kirk.
Oh,
That is
Charlie
Charlie
Kirk. Charlie Kirk. We are Charlie Kirk.
We are Charlie
We are Charlie Kirk.
This whole Charlie Kirk
We
thing.
carry the flame.
I'm telling you, this is so fucking crazy. It's
nuts.
From Trump getting shot in his ear, you know, like I'm telling you what, that didn't happen. I'm just gonna say it right here, groundbreaking, but whatever. Hollywood is taking over
You,
this whole.
you get a cadaver sniper, you put it up the
I
kid,
can't
they kill
even
him for anyway.
I'm not going to tell you
that's a
Candace
different
Owens
show.
is wrong about her shit. I think she's a fucking weirdo and she lies about everything, just her clicks,
Sure.
you know. But
Like
and-
us.
But I'm yeah. Well, but we're not important and nobody gives a fuck what we say. So that's kind of
Kev cares.
There's a
I don't
different
know.
Kevin. My mom cares.
One guy's going to sue us. This Troy Loomer
Steve's
guy. He's
sister,
gonna sue us.
Steve's sister cares. I'm sure Mike's wife doesn't. Yours doesn't. Mine,
She don't
sure,
listen.
Mine
You
does
can
not
find out.
care.
Mine does not care.
Mine doesn't
My
want to
mom
be here.
listens.
Mine's done working, but she hangs out and waits till she knows we're done. But it's, I mean, I don't, you know, whatever. All this that's happening with this administration, you know, from Trump, Charlie Kirk, Erica Kirk now, and I love the fucking AI videos that are coming out of her chumming through fire on a motorcycle coming on stage. That is genius shit. Because that is exactly how it is. This is all WWE shit. It is weird. And you know what? Turning Point doesn't have a headliner for their halftime show yet.
Oh, no.
I
Someone
know.
back out?
Yep, no, they just
Kid
don't
Rock?
have anybody.
Kid
They-
Rock's not doing
They
it?
haven't. It's not been. It has not been announced. They just they
It's
got
a
a
mystery.
week,
It's
a
a
week and
mystery.
3 days or something, and they gotta. So apparently, and apparently, it probably won't even be done live anywhere because apparently they don't have a venue. This is what I heard today.
There's a shock.
I think that's funny. It'll be Lee Greenwood
Dude, it's gonna
sitting
be
in a
so
fuck in his house, you know,
It's going to
something
be
stupid.
so stupid.
It's
gonna
going to be.
be-
It's going to be an AI.
there's
It's going to be an
Erica.
AI Jeffrey Epstein saying Trump had nothing to do with any of the stuff I did. That's
So
what
did
it's
you
probably
hear?
gonna be.
Did you hear that? Did you hear the Erica Kirk hot mic
Donald Trump.
that they got?
Yeah, I did.
Wow,
Where she was
dude.
she was giddy about how much merch she's been selling.
Yeah.
11
Just like-
days
She
after
has her own
Charlie.
clothing
Oh, I thought it was
line.
like 7 days. So it was 11.
it was like
Still,
11
I thought it was
but
2
It
days.
was at that revival thing they did. Whatever I
And
call
only
it.
200K in merch. That's not very fucking much.
Not much at all.
That
Kevin and I are old hats in the merch game.
Yeah,
we
they
know.
are.
I bet you sold 750 or probably over just
I had
under a mil.
fucking blisters on my feet.
And what concert
They
were you
worked
at?
me
Were you-
like a
was it
dog.
Taylor Swift or something? Where were
It
you
was
at?
Shania Twain in Missoula. Kev hooked me up to go sell
that's
merch,
what
so
even- I
so I
remember that.
drove down and I got there at like noon, and I sold merch, and I didn't get back to my in-laws place till 4 a.m.
4
They
a.m.
worked me like
great.
a rented fucking mule, dude. It was crazy.
Fucking lawyer.
It was
just,
crazy.
Yeah, I'll take extra
Yeah.
money.
I need
Halfway through,
somebody-
he's like, "Oh my god,
It was
okay."
awful. By around I almost started crying at like midnight. It was
Where did she play at the stadium? Was
yeah,
she
she
at
played
Washington
Washington
Grizzly?
Grizz.
So she had 15,000 people there.
Nah, it was probably closer to 22.
Oh, they sold the whole stadium.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I
Sold
thought they
out.
would leave half
Let's
of it.
go,
so,
girls.
So people are behind her and everything.
Well,
No,
no, you
not
got people.
behind,
You got
but
people on the floor on the
the
football
pit.
field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got
Oh, and if she's
thousands
in one
of
end,
people.
so yeah, you're right.
Because
Yeah.
it's 27,000.
That's true.
Seats.
Yeah,
I was there with Grizz players. They're tapping out.
Damn,
They're like, I'll
dude.
never do this shit again. This is crazy. Those
Those
guys
Grizz
are
players
no
working
joke.
too?
Oh yeah. I mean, the money was pretty good, but it's
Yeah.
you earn it.
Well, yeah.
It ain't no zinky bunny.
$40 for a $3 T-shirt. There should be money to spread around for people to do that stuff.
Yeah.
All right, closing thoughts, song of the week. Joe Peck, what you got?
Song of the week got to be that Boss song with the Streets of.
the new Boss
man,
song.
Yeah,
It's
it's
a good
pretty
one.
good.
Get to
I like
work.
it. It's a good one, yeah, and I'm proud of him for doing that so quickly and putting that out there for people. You know, I think it matters a lot. But I think my closing thought is pretty similar to my opening thought. I am really impressed with these three candidates running in Montana 1. Russ Cleveland been out there since day one, just beating the turf. You got this new guy, Sam Forstack, coming in, who's on stage with Bernie and AOC, clearly connected.
Hey, he was on the podcast too.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
who's
All
got
right.
famous here.
Is that right?
Right.
And then Ryan Bussey, running in again. And those guys, I'm excited about this race. The most excited I've been about a Montana race in a long time.
Yep, I'd have to agree. I would agree. I love how it's shaking out.
Good.
Steve.
I just I got one closing thought and then my song of the week. Alexander Vindman, the guy who was the whistleblower on the Zelensky call against Trump.
Yeah.
Just today, he broke the Florida campaign money raising record today. $1.7 million in one day.
Not if Mangan has anything to say
And
about it.
What?
And 99% of those were under $100.
Oh, hey.
That was
What?
That's how many people in Florida supporting this guy. This is the military officer who blew the whistle on Trump. He testified at the first impeachment trial.
The perfect phone
and
call.
And they fucking
Wow.
raked him over the coals. And he's
So
running for
what district in
he's
Florida?
running for Senate. He's running for Senate in Florida.
Is he running against
wow.
Little Marco or against the
No, the other
Oh,
one.
Marco's
the
not.
guy who looks like the
Marco's
judge from
Secretary of
Blood
State now.
Meridian?
Pretty
if
sure
anyone's
it's
ever
Senate.
read
I
that.
might be wrong. Maybe I'm wrong about that. But yeah, he's so apparently Florida man is going down.
Wow. Wow.
And then my song of the week is "Don't Take Your Guns to Town" by Johnny Cash. Originally
Nice.
released in 1958, the first single on the fabulous Johnny Cash album. It's a ballad. It's about ballad about Billy Joe, whose mom says, "Don't take your guns to town, son. Leave them at home." And
he didn't.
And he dies in a
Yeah.
bar.
Yep.
And
because he didn't
just
leave his
it
gun.
shows you that the bullies with the gun are going to win every time.
Well, having come back from Florida, I can tell you, Florida man is well alive. I remember going to the public supermarket down there, and I was just floored. I think I sent you guys this picture. It's like this big thing over there that tells you where the chips are. Well, this one says pesticide, and then donuts and all this food. It's like, wait, you putting all this stuff in the same aisle?
Yeah.
Nah,
Florida's a little different, man.
God made dirt don't hurt.
That's called the
Kev, what do you
What
got?
part of Florida,
that's the
Florida were you
convenience
in?
store aisle.
What part of Florida was it?
Sarasota.
All right.
What do you got, Kev?
So, well, I don't exactly know what's going on in the world today. Don't know what there is to say about the other people who are treating each other not like brothers. Leaders take us far away from ecology with ethology and astrology. He's got some words to say about the way we live today. Why can't we learn to love each other? It's time to turn a new face to the whole world, or whole wide world human race. So, when was that? Anybody know the song?
Nope.
Leon Russell, Stranger in a Strange Land.
Oh yeah, I was
Fucking
about to-
love
I
that
was
song.
Trying to find that one. Yeah.
So, 1971. Are you fucking kidding me?
Wow.
Over 50 years ago, and we're still dealing with this bullshit.
Height of the Vietnam War. There.
Yeah.
Is that when the book came out, too? Stranger in a Strange Land?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Or it's quite a little bit before, I think.
No, we're going to keep dealing with it, man.
Yeah.
Let's see. So most of America is currently dealing with a pretty serious cold snap. I know the South got hit pretty hard. The Midwest did.
Ice,
Unfortunately, it usually means a lot of old people will die as a result. John Prine wrote a great song called Hello in There, which encourages kindness and respect toward the elderly. So I would encourage you to give that song a listen and check in on your loved ones.
Nice. I have some friends in Bahamas, some old people in the Bahamas, and they said it was below freezing in the Bahamas.
Man, that's cool. That's
Yes.
cool.
The softer
That global
side.
warming shit is a hoax.
The softer side from Mr. Hennon. Wow, I'm just a little blown away. My song is Destroy Them with Lasers from Night Party.
Yes.
I enjoy that one. Easy listening.
Let's
It's
go.
pretty good. Yes, let's fucking go. And anyway, I'm excited for next week because who do we got?
Kaylee Peterson.
Kaylee Peterson, the pretty
She's
good
running
looking
against some
lady.
ghoul in Idaho.
Larry, dude, she's fucking. She tracks him down in D.C. She's like, hey, I've been trying to get a debate with you for years, and he's like, oh, well, maybe you're not scheduling me. It's like when Ryan Zinke's I'm like, I emailed him. He's like, oh, you got the wrong email. Ryan Zinke at Yahoo. I'm like, yeah, that's the one. And I did email Ryan Zinke a couple days ago. We haven't heard back, but we will try again.
We'll update you next week.
Yeah, we'll update you next week anyway.
Well, we're going to have to go out on the Marcus at 11 p.m. with the Q-Man if we're going to get it.
Well, that's not
interview
until
out
the
of
summer.
him.
That's how you get your ins with
Not
them
until
anyway.
Under the Big Sky comes.
All right, thank you,
down.
Archer.